Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Saturday, September 20th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Houston Astros. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 10 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Saturday, everyone. And on the left, on the thumb, Seattle Mariner left fielder Randy Arozarena. And on the right, second baseman from the Houston Astros, Jose Altuve. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting third, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Batting fifth, playing second base, Jorge Polanco. Batting sixth, playing first base, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting seventh, DHing today for Seattle, Mitch Garver. Batting eighth, playing right field, Victor Robles. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Seattle, J.P. Crawford. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 9-7 record, an ERA of 4.46, it is George Kirby. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Houston Astros. Leading off for the Astros at shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Batting second, playing third base, Carlos Correa. Batting third, DHing for Houston, Isaac Paredes. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, second baseman, Jose Altuve. Batting fifth, playing first base, Victor Caratini. Batting sixth, catching today for the Astros, Yanier Diaz. Batting seventh, playing left field, Jesus Sanchez. Batting eighth, playing center field, Jake Myers. And batting ninth, playing right field, Cam Smith. And on the mound for the Astros, with a 12-10 record, an ERA of 3.59, it is Framber Valdez. Tridents up, let's go M's. Obviously a big victory in game number one. You know, Brian Wu was absolutely magnificent. And obviously the only thing that might have been, maybe a little bit concerning is when Wu had to exit the matchup early. We thought possibly it was maybe dehydration or, being under the weather. So he ended up having some pec tightness. He is day-to-day. So they'll monitor, as the next few days go. Doesn't look like there's going to be any minor or major surgery, which is good for Mariner fans. And we'll see if he ends up skipping his next start against the Dodgers and we save him for the playoffs or not. But they are going to monitor him closely. He wasn't wearing any ice or any type of sling going into interviews last night, so that's a good sign as well. Prayers up for Brian Wu. Everything looks like it is going to be okay. And again, 4 home runs yesterday for the Mariners. Starting it off with Julio Rodriguez setting the tone. Then we ended up getting Gino to get in on the party. And again, when you can have those two individuals going, and then you end up getting guys like Josh Naylor and Victor Robles, it ends up turning into a home run party. And again, when you can end up winning 4-0, life is good for us Mariner fans here today. We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on the Dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Saturday. And again, we just broke 22,000 subs, which is great. Next goal will be 22,100. And going into this particular stream, we've already gained a sub, which is great. We have 89 to go to get to 22,100. Mike in the building, what's good? Trident's up. Oh, that's always a good sign. Hey, if you get extra burgers ready to grill, that's something that you definitely should do. Marine Bean in the building, what's good? Omar in the building, what's good? Navis in the building, what's good? Let's get it, baby. And that's a good thing to see. You know, anytime that we can get the Tigers, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Astros, and the Rangers, obviously that's going to help us tremendously. And again, if we can end up being the second seed, at some point as we move forward, and we were hoping to go 7-2 the rest of the way. Worst case scenario, 6-3. We're already 1-0. And again, if we can win today with Kirby, we'll see what happens with Logan Gilbert. We got to sweep the Rockies at home, but we will have our weaker pitching, with Miller and Castillo in that series, which would mean the bats would have to come alive. And then we would have to try to win 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. But if we only win 1 out of 3, we can still hit 90 wins. So again, every game is crucial, and it was really good to be able to come out of the gate strong with a 4-0 victory, and hopefully we'll be able to do the same here this Saturday evening. Tyler in the building, what's good? Larry in the building, what's good? Absolutely, Cal is overdue for a home run, and about half of the lineup that was due for a homer, they did it yesterday. So that's definitely a good sign for things to come, not only today, but also tomorrow for the live stream for Sunday Night Baseball that we will be doing here between the Mariners and the Astros. Now, obviously, you got WrestlePalooza going on. You got the Huskies and the Cougars and the Apple Cup. So there's a lot of cool things that are going on at the moment. But obviously, we have to pay some extra attention here with the Mariners and the Astros. All day in the building. What's good? I haven't decided yet. Obviously, support, with the Duck streams isn't as high as the Mariner streams. So, obviously, I know it's going to be the biggest game of the year for the Ducks. But again, everything is going to determine, based on support. And again, based on likes, subs, views, donos. So I may end up doing, the Mariner games, all 3 of them. And I'll just end up watching, the Ducks and the Penn State Nittany Lions on my own free time. We'll have to wait and see, but obviously we get more love and more support through the Mariner stream. So we'll kind of wait and see, as we get closer to the date. Obviously, it's going to be one of the biggest, games for the Ducks at that point. But again, it all depends on the support, and we get more support through the Mariners. So I may end up doing that instead. Captain in the building, what's good? Yeah. That would be, best case scenario. But again, with Woo's, tight tech. And again, we definitely don't want to play down to the competition and lose games against the Rockies. And we know how good the Dodgers are, but we are one of the best teams. Obviously, after the All-Star break, we have the best record at home. So I think, trying to win 2 out of 3 against the Astros, sweeping the Rockies, trying to win 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers is a good goal. And again, that would mean that we would be going 7-2. Now, if we end up winning 2 out of 3 here, losing tomorrow, sweeping the Rockies, and then obviously, winning 1 out of 3, against the Dodgers, that would still put us at 6-3 and at 90 wins. So again, we'll see what we can do, moving forward here, but we're, at a good position at 85 wins right now. So 5 more wins to get to 96 to be able to get to 91. But I like what we're getting, with the Mariners right now, and through some of the fan graphs and kind of the nerd websites, the Mariners are one of the top teams, based on some of these new fan graphs, to actually make it to the World Series. If you would have done that poll, based on the metrics and the analytics maybe a week or two ago, I think we were sitting in like third or fourth in the American League. But now they have us as kind of the front running team in the American League based on how we played at home, on that win streak, and how we're playing right now lately on the road, winning 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, 2 out of 3 in Kansas City, and we're trying to win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3 here in Houston. So we'll see how it goes. And I feel confident today with George Kirby on the bump. And really tomorrow's game is a little bit more concerning with me with Logan Gilbert. Sometimes Logan's great, sometimes he's not. Same thing can go for George Kirby or any of our guys that are on the staff. Magic number is 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. But you have noticed Logan kind of put his whole body into a lot of the throws, and there's been a lot of throws going into the dirt, and I don't know if it's just fatigue with a lot of innings pitched. Obviously, he was injured earlier in the year as well, but hopefully we can get the dub here today, and if we can say that we won today, then obviously we'll be shooting for the sweep tomorrow. That's big facts. TJ in the building, what's good? 12-1 record since September 6th, and that's the best besides the Guardians, who are 13-1. Let's go, baby. And momentum is everything in sports, as everyone knows, right? Uncle Mo is big. And again, once you have the momentum, on your side and you're hot and healthy, anything can happen. And again, why not us? Why not the Seattle Mariners? There's the Tigers and the Blue Jays, but are people really sold on them? The Red Sox and Yankees may have a good record, but nobody really believes that those teams can go deep, at least this year. And then obviously you got the Astros and the Mariners, and we feel that we're better than them this year. So again, we may not have the best record in the American League, but I feel we have the best roster. So if we can end up just getting hot at the right time, why not us? And then you obviously have the Brewers, right? The Phillies, the Cubs, and the Dodgers, as the front runners. But you still can't forget about the Padres, and then whoever that last team might be that gets in on the National League side. So again, it's going to be very interesting the rest of the way, but I like our chances not only today, but also moving forward. You got a Cal City Connect jersey? Nice, just like mine? Hell yeah, bro. I feel that it is one of the nicest jerseys. Today I'm rocking the white Julio sewn jersey, and obviously I usually rock Griffey jerseys as well, like the gray. But the City Connect Cal Raleigh jersey is one of the most beautiful jerseys that you can land. Awesome, congrats. Obviously I put Randy on the thumb, so I think Randy is definitely due today. Cal is due today. Polo is due today. And then obviously Mitch Garver, we don't expect anything from Mitch Garver. So if we can get something, I don't, necessarily mean a home run, but if we can get, on base twice, with a home run and a single, or maybe a single and maybe getting walked, I think that would be a productive outing. We've recently got JP to go yard, Victor to go yard, Naylor and Gino and Julio. So it's about the other guys, Randy, Cal, and Polo. I think those guys are due, and hopefully we can get some good plays, singles, doubles, and maybe if we're lucky, a home run. Little slow dribbler, throw to first, and Randy being overly aggressive on the first pitch on Framber Valdez. That is one away. And you got to make sure you're working the count. We want to make sure that we're getting Framber up in the pitch count, and swinging at the first pitch is not ideal. And we know Framber ended up throwing at his catcher a few weeks back after the catcher ended up saying, no, don't throw this pitch. He gave up a grand slam and then tried to hurt his catcher. Obviously some dysfunction in that particular lineup. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And we're looking for home run number 57. He's at 56, tied with Ken Griffey Jr. Let's see if we can get a few of these Mariner players to work the count. Nice. Great stat. Pitches low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. And since we're going with a lefty lineup, obviously we have a weaker lineup with Mitch Garver. I would have rather put Polo, obviously at DH, and Leo Ribas, obviously at second base. That would have given us a better lineup, but it is what it is. Pitches low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. And just because Cal is batting from the right side doesn't mean he can't break the record here. Come on, big dumper. You can do it from the right side, baby, just as much as you can from the left side. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. And this is a good sign. Obviously, if Randy would have been patient, maybe he would have been able to work a 4, 5, 6 pitch count and maybe turned into a walk or a better pitch to hit a home run. That's why you don't want to swing at the first pitch on Framber Valdez. He's not as strong as he used to be. 12-10 record, still a good quality pitcher, but again, 3.59 ERA, but we should be able to get 1 to 3 runs within the first 5 innings on Framber Valdez, and hopefully a couple of home runs if we're lucky. 3-1 pitch. And crushes it towards third base, foul. Let's go, big dumper. Cal Raleigh in the box. Framber Valdez on the mound. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Valdez to big dumper. Come on, Cal. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss and a big punch out by Framber Valdez. Bringing the heat early, obviously getting a cheap out on Randy on the first pitch with a slow dribbler. Nice, working the count by Cal, but Valdez gets him, bringing that electricity for the Astros and the Astro fan base, and that is 2 away. Next up is center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up, Julio. He was the one that set the tone for us early, and we never looked back. Let's see if Julio can homer again here in game number 2. Even if he doesn't homer, getting on with a single or double would be fantastic to keep the inning going. Captain says we're at 30 all day, Captain and TJ and a lot of the others in the room. Make sure you guys are working as a cohesive unit. And if we do that, we should be able to hit somewhere in the 100 to 200 likes. We'll be shooting 100 on the Dono train and then 5 to 15 subs. And, depending on how close this game is, we might get a big spike in viewership since this is the kind of most must-see TV series, not only for Mariner and Astro fans, but just for baseball fans in general to see who's going to come up big between the Mariners and the Astros. First pitch, Julio. Low and at the knees. 1-0 count. Let's go, Julio. One-0 pitch. Inside, tries to frame it, but doesn't get the call. 2 balls and no strikes. And especially after seeing, how he, pitched to Cal and now Julio, if Randy was just patient, he could have gotten a hit or maybe even walked. You got to make sure you're working the count on Framber. 2-0 pitch. Low and at the knees, but Julio swings and fouls that one off the catcher. 2 balls and 1 strike to Framber Valdez. And the last thing that you want is for a pitcher that's shaky to get bailed out on 1 pitch and a slow dribbler out. Nothing is worse than that besides a pop-up for an out. 2-1 pitch. That one gets away from Yanier Diaz behind the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike from Framber Valdez to Julio. Maybe have Randy move lower in the lineup and put Victor back as the leadoff hitter so he can bunt. And, obviously we know Victor hasn't been, in full swing just yet, but sometimes you need to kind of mix it up. And I don't know, Randy hasn't been very effective as a leadoff hitter as Julio takes the walk. And I think Victor would be more, he is overly aggressive like Randy also, but sometimes you feel a little bit more comfortable with like Victor leading off rather than Randy. Randy might be better, lower in the lineup, but I think they're pretty content keeping Randy as the leadoff hitter after Victor got injured. Next up is Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. Again, you were ice cold. I've predicted a couple home runs by Gino, and let's see what we can get here out of Eugenio Suarez. Julio going to second. Safe. Great jump by Julio Rodriguez. There you go. 28 stolen bag. He only needs 2 more, and he'll get that before the regular season is up to join the 30-30 club. And Julio is so talented, if he gets going in the first half of the season, he will get 40-40, 50-50 at least once or twice before his career is up. He's got the talent to do it. Top of the first, runner at second, Julio Rodriguez. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. And Framber definitely isn't locked in. You know, he's a little shaky here. So let's make him pay the price, get his pitch count up, and maybe we can get him pulled by the fifth inning. Reflect in the building. What's good? One pitch. And Gino, line drive into center field, over his head. Go, Julio, go. And that's going to score a run. Go, baby, go. And that is 1-0 Mariners. Gino getting hot. And remember, you know, we were all, very concerned on how streaky and how bad he was. But I told you guys, once he gets hot, he's going to get really hot, and it's going to be for multiple games. And there you go. Gino with the big RBI double. And there comes Julio. 1-0 Mariners. Hell yeah. Before Gino ended up hitting that first home run a few games back, he was 0 for 32. But again, as cold as he gets, he can get super hot. He went 4 for 4, was cold for a game, and now he's getting hot again. Polo, slow dribbler, throw to first, and that is going to be the end of the inning, but not after Gino comes up big. And again, sometimes it's those guys that you don't think that are really going to do anything that end up being the unsung hero. So again, we don't really necessarily like having Mitch Garver in the lineup, but maybe, he'll get a home run, a single, a double. Maybe he'll end up getting walked. So again, I would have rather had Polo at DH and Rivas at second. That would have given us a better lineup, but the reason that Garver is in is because we have a lefty on the mound. And when we have a lefty on the mound, usually our pro-righty lineup isn't as good, but how you end up, matching up to that, putting Polo, a switch hitter, at obviously DH, and then putting Rivas at second, that would have been better than Garver. But again, so far so good. 1-0 Mariners. Let's go. Let's see who's up next here for the Astros. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we'll be looking for 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Leading off for the Astros in the bottom of the first inning, shortstop Jeremy Pena. Batting second for the Astros, third baseman Carlos Correa. And batting third, DHing for Houston, Isaac Paredes. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 9-7 record, an ERA of 4.46, it is George Kirby. All right, Captain says we're at 45, 55 to go to hit the goal. Great start. And a lot of times, we end up being down and we have to come back. But recently, we've been able to take the lead early, even on the road, obviously with the Royals and the Braves and now the Astros. Great job, Seattle. First pitch, crushed to left field. Gino is there. Great defensive play. And again, defense creates offense. Offense creates defense. Nice job by Gino. And that is one away. That easily could have went past him, and that would have been a single or double. But good awareness by Gino, and he had the big RBI. His head is on a swivel. He's locked in. Way to bring that electricity in the box and defensively. We see you, Gino. Good vibes only. And again, for a guy that was ice cold, we have to make sure we appreciate our players while they're on our team. Not everyone is going to be great game in and game out. Sometimes you are going to slump. Baseball is hard. First pitch to Carlos Correa is a ball, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss to Carlos Correa. Beautiful there by George Kirby. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kirby to Correa. 1-1 pitch, crushes it into right field, and that's right in front of Victor Robles. And Carlos Correa is a very good hitter with great baseball IQ. Nice job by Correa, and the Astro fan base has a sigh of relief. They don't have to wait till the 4th, 5th, 6th inning to get their first hit. Next up, DHing Isak Paredes. We need a slow dribbler right up the middle to JP, a throw to Naylor, and we get out of this inning. Let's get that double play right here. Who's going to get that Ichiro Randy Johnson, huh? First pitch, high and inside, but gets the strike call. 0-1 count. Should have been a ball. But again, we'll see if this is something that the ump is going to call both ways. And Isak Paredes calls time. And we'll be doing the Mariners and Astros for Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. Obviously, you got the Giants and the Chiefs for Sunday Night Football. We can keep tabs on that to see how Russell Wilson goes at Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, if the Chiefs start 0-3, their season is over. 1-0 Seattle, bottom of the first inning with a runner at first. Carlos Correa with one out. 1-1 pitch to Paredes. And big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Paredes. Nice job by Kirby here early. And I don't know if we're going to end up having a 11, 12, 13, 14K game out of George. But again, as long as he's efficient, that's all that matters. 1-2 pitch. And bat gets away from him. Popped up. Oh. And Naylor drops it. Tries to go for the Willie Mays over the shoulder. And then you had Polo kind of rushing in. And if Polo would have just left it alone, I think Naylor would have grabbed that. And we don't want our players to collide, but a missed opportunity there. And normally the Mariner players, if this happens, 9 times out of 10, that's an out. But again, Polo kind of, shouldn't have ran in. I don't know what the hell he's doing from second base. That's Naylor's territory. Get the hell out of the way. And that's why Polo should be DH and Rivas should be second base. Know your role. Stay out of the way. Let Naylor do what he does. Being a great defensive player at first. Don't get in his way. There was no reason for Polo to run in his area. Big swing and a miss, and it doesn't matter. And down goes Paredes on strikes, and that is 2 away. We got lucky there. Down goes Isak. Next up, for George Kirby, Jose Altuve. I mean, it's not like we have a shitty first baseman that can't play D. Naylor has been amazing. He probably is our best first baseman defender we've had in fucking years. Even better than Ty France. First pitch by Altuve, crushes it into right field, foul. Big grumper, extra grumpy, but that might turn into a home run or something nice, on the offensive end. But as long as it doesn't turn into us giving up a run based off that play, that's all that matters, right? We don't want an RBI or home run to be given up, and we ended up getting that individual out. So that's all that matters. Now, if the next pitch would have led to a home run, oh God, we would have lost it. So, we have to be thankful that George ended up getting that job done. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jose Altuve. But so far, so good. George is looking pretty good, and again, hopefully it'll carry over to Gilbert tomorrow. 1-1 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Kirby to Altuve. I love playing the Astros, man. So exciting. When's the last time we were actually playing meaningful baseball almost by October? It's been a minute. Altuve, slow dribbler, shit! And just past JP, and now we got runners at first and second, Correa and Altuve. And what did I say yesterday? If you end up limiting the damage to Altuve and he goes 0 for 4, 0 for 5 in the previous day, or even getting 1 hit, he's going to bounce back in game 2 or game 3 or both. And getting a hit in his first at bat, I am not surprised. Next up, first baseman Victor Caratini. Let's not let this lead to any runs. Let's keep the 1-0 lead. He did not play yesterday, so we'll see what Victor does here today. First pitch in the zone. Should have been probably a strike, but called ball. 1-0 count. First pitch should have been a strike on that knuckle curve by George. 1-0 pitch. That's a strike right down the middle. Should be an 0-2 count right here, but 1-1. And I will definitely be monitoring the strikes that are called balls and the balls that are called strikes for both teams, and seeing if we have any kind of one-sided umpness. And hopefully it ends up being right down the middle, but we will see. 1-1 pitch to Caratini. Fouls it behind the plate to the Planet Fitness sign. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caratini. I mean, if things are on the line, I'm not really going to be bitching too much about that. You know, it can go either way when it's on the line, but when it's kind of more in the zone, in the box, rather than the line, like 70-30, you got to call those strikes, not balls, and vice versa when they're outside the box. But every ump has got a different strike zone. Pitch inside, high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Caratini. I mean, we just want to have a game that's called fairly right down the middle. If you're going to call shit outside, do it for both teams. You're going to call it inside, do it for both teams. 2-2 pitch from Kirby. Low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Mariners hanging on to a 1-0 lead. Astros threatening here early. Let's get this punch out right here. George Kirby. Kirby on the mound. And Victor Caratini in the box. Come on, George. Sinker, 4-seam fastball, slider, knuckle curve for George. 3-2 pitch. Slow dribbler to first. Should be a routine play. Flip to George. Yes! And thankful George is an athlete. And he ends up toe tapping the bag, because if that doesn't happen, we definitely are going to be down 1-1, 2-1, 3-1 at some point there. Great job getting out of the inning. And again, we still have a 1-0 lead. Great job defense. Great job by Naylor and George Kirby working together. Great teamwork. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the top of the second inning. Next up for the Mariners in the 6th hole, first baseman Josh Naylor. Batting second, DHing for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. And batting third, right fielder Victor Robles. On the mound for the Astros, a 12-10 record, ERA of 3.59, Framber Valdez. Good start for the Mariners, with a 1-0 lead. There was an opportunity for the Astros to tie or take the lead. We held them stranded, which is great. And let's see if we can end up getting that unexpected home run, early. All it takes is that, even if it's a solo dinger, just to get us to 2-0, it really will add on the pressure, where we're up 2-0, but to the Astro fans, it's going to feel like 4-0. And a lot of times we're in that opposite situation when we're looking up at the scoreboard and we are down 2-0, but sometimes it feels like double. And again, if we can get an early home run like Julio did yesterday, that could really put on the extra pressure on H-Town. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. I mean, it's already 1-0, and again, if there's meltdowns in the pen, all it takes is one pitcher to have a meltdown. You score 1 to 5 runs. So, even though it might be low scoring, it may not be. It could end up being a little bit higher scoring than we anticipate. We'll find out. First pitch from Framber Valdez to Josh Naylor. Pitch is on the corner. More ball than strike, but they give him the strike call. But, kind of could go either way based off location. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Naylor pops it up. And that's in between two players, and he tries to Willie Mays it, and he drops it. Almost identical to what happened to Naylor in foul territory. If you're going to be running and trying to do a Willie Mays catch, you better get it. And normally Jeremy Pena does, but for whatever reason, he doesn't there, and we get a cheap base hit by Josh Naylor. Hell yeah, we'll take that all day. There we go. Way to bring the electricity and way to be able to get that big hit. Next up, Mitch Garver. Nobody expects Mitch Garver to do anything. Mitch Garver ends up getting a single, double, or home run. We can get the party started here early. And hopefully out of 4 or 5 at-bats, we can get at least a single, and then maybe he gets walked once. That would be a productive day. Now, him homering would be the best-case scenario, but we will wait and see if that actually happens or not. We're at 60 likes, Captain says. 40 more, and we got 220 in the room, so we should be able to hit 100, within the next few minutes. Let's go. 1-0 pitch. And safe. There we go. Naylor with another stolen bag, and he doesn't even have to go head first. He goes feet first. Sign this guy for life. Blank check. Naylor hasn't got picked off all year for the Mariners. Beautiful. What a gem. I mean, you wouldn't think a big guy would be your biggest threat stealing bags when you have guys that are smaller, faster, that have the bigger jump. But obviously Naylor's baseball IQ is very high because he hasn't got caught once. He knows when to go. Maybe the other players need to start learning from him. Pitch is low and at the knees to Mitch Garver. Work that count, bud. Don't be like Randy and swing at the first pitch and ground out. Work the count for a guy that isn't really locked in Framber Valdez. He's hittable. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Great eye by Mitch. Being patient. Don't try to be someone that you're not. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Take the walk. If we can get him on with a walk or 2 and a single, that's going to be very productive for the guys that are around him. 3-1 pitch from Valdez to Garver. Incoming. 3-1 pitch. Right down the middle. Count still now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Framber Valdez on the mound. Mitch Garver in the box. Naylor making Valdez dance at first. Come on, baby. 3-2 count. Find a way. Force the walk or get the single. Come on, Mitch. 3-2 pitch. Mitch crushes it, but it's going to stay in play, and that is 1 away. Naylor tags up, though, hustling to third, and safe. Nice job. And even though that didn't go yard, it was deep enough for Naylor to sack fly and obviously tag up, and now we got Naylor at third. Nice job, Mitch. And again, having Mitch Garver as DH is not ideal, but sometimes, having a guy like that can still, help us win, even if he's not actually getting a base hit. Nice job. Fantastic. Next up is Victor Robles. We got a runner at third with 1 out. We should be able to get an RBI single and bring him home. And remember, Victor homered already. So again, after Victor homers once, there's a good chance that Victor will homer again before the regular season is up. First pitch is fouled off towards that third base line, 0-1 count. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Seattle. Naylor at third because he's a G, and let's see if Victor can knock him in. 0-1 pitch. Victor crushes it into left field, going deep. Left fielder's got it. Naylor tags up, and Naylor comes home. 2-0 Mariners. Hell yeah. Sack fly all day, every day. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. 2-0 Mariners. Next up is JP Crawford. Let's go, JP. Ice water in your veins. We know you can play defense. Let's see if we can end up catching him off guard right here. ESPN, wake up and update your scoreboard. JP with a hard hit ball to third base. Throw to first. Got him. But not after the damage is done. And ESPN slow as shit, but I won't be. 2-0 Mariners. Let's go. And again, if we keep playing like this, we might actually have a good chance of sweeping this team, sweeping the Rockies, and trying to win 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. Let's go. Seriously, I wouldn't want to be able to have a player like that on my team. You know, the catcher, regardless if you're a rookie or you're one of the, first or second year player, and if you call off a pitch, because you don't want the pitcher to give up a grand slam and you have an ego the size of the moon, and then you throw it anyways, and then you give up the grand slam that your catcher was trying to prevent you from throwing, and then you try to throw at your catcher and injure him. Again, no wonder they're having a meltdown in the last 3 weeks. And again, we're going to take full advantage of that. And I wouldn't want a player like that on my team, period. And for him to deny that he was trying to hurt him, in the post-game interview was absolute bullshit. And everyone even knew it, even the Astro teammates as well. And, it wouldn't even surprise me if that locker room and that organization is fractured, so to speak. Some on his side and some obviously not. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning and see who's up next for the Astros. You would never see a Seattle Mariner pitcher do that, ever. Next up for the Stros in the 6-hole, catcher Yanier Diaz. Batting second in the 7-hole, left fielder Jesus Sanchez. And batting third, center fielder Jake Myers. And on the mound for the Mariners, Furious George, 9-7 record with a 4.46 ERA, George Kirby. Let's go. Great start. Feels good. And again, it was 4-0 yesterday. We already got 2. Who's to say that we don't score 5 runs or more today? I mean, we're definitely on pace right now, scoring somewhere in that 4 to 8 range, and it feels good. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on the dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. First pitch in there for a strike to Yanier Diaz, 0-1 count. We've gained 3-4 subs already. 88 to go to 22,100. And shout out to all you amazing people of helping us get to 22,000 subs and counting yesterday. You guys are awesome. Pitch is high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yanier Diaz. 1-1 pitch, low and at the dirt, at the knees, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Yanier Diaz. Captain says we're at 75, 25 more to go to hit 100. We got 248 in the room. Let's go, baby. Takes 1 second to show love and support. Diaz crushes that one towards right field, foul. Shout out to the global audience as well, all over the world. It's not just like we have people in the United States that are watching. Heavy fan base in South America, Mexico, Asia, Europe, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Mariners. Kirby on the mound, Diaz in the box. 2-2 pitch. And Diaz crushes that into right field. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yanier Diaz. Two pitch. Yeah, lots of Venezuela, lots of Puerto Rico, lots of Dominican Republic, a lot of places that love baseball, Mexico included, and then a lot of Asia and European viewership as well. But it's nice to be able to have a global brand instead of just being in the United States specifically. 3-2 pitch. Crushes it into right field, and almost the same location there to Victor Robles. That's been kind of the sweet spot so far for the Astros. Nice hit by Yanier Diaz, giving them a little bit of life for the Houston Astro fan base. Next up is Jesus Sanchez. First pitch in there for a ball to Jesus Sanchez, 1-0 count. Pitch, takes a strike right down the middle. And if anyone is also simultaneously watching WrestlePalooza, through ESPN's through First PLE, or watching the Huskies and the Cougs, please give me updates if possible. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Kirby to Jesus Sanchez. I'm definitely interested in the Cougs and the Huskies and the Apple Cup, as well as WrestlePalooza. Two-one pitch. Popped up. And that goes behind the plate foul by Sanchez. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes from Kirby to Sanchez. Bottom of the second inning with a runner at first and no outs. Let's see if we get a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. Foul behind the plate again. Count still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jesus Sanchez. Sanchez in the box. George Kirby on the mound. Let's go, George. Be furious. What's the score in the game? Is it still 0-0? Or is there a team that's put on some points yet? Oh my God. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss and a big punch out there. Down goes Jesus Sanchez, and George Kirby giving us the electricity that we need. I love it. 1 away. Next up is center fielder Jake Myers. Still 0-0. Okay. First pitch high and away, 1-0 count. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Seattle. Kirby on the mound, Myers in the box. Let's see if we can get a slow dribbler up the middle to JP, a throw to Naylor, and we get a double play and get out of this inning. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Jake Myers. I mean, I'll take a punch out and a pop up, or a punch out and a ground out as well, just as long as we still have a 2-0 lead. Yeah, I love me some Jonah Coleman. 2-0 pitch. High and away. Come on, George. You got to hit the strike zone. You know, you're not a typical pitcher that walked on the Seattle Mariners. Lock it in here. Try to get a strike right down the middle, and it'll be 3-1 count, and then maybe we'll get a cheap pop-up. 3-0 pitch. Takes a strike there, high and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jake Myers. And now let's see if we can get Jake to chase, and we can get a cheap out here. A ground ball or a pop-up. Let's go. 3-1 pitch. Slow dribbler. There it is. Double play. Throw to first. Got him. You ask for a double play, you get a double play. Let's go. Sports gods, I love you. You just got to talk to them, right? You let them know what you want, and then you get it. There we go. All right, so it looks like as far as WrestlePalooza, they want me to pay $30. Not happening. And then let's go click off here, and let's see if I can get the... I definitely want to be tuning in to the Huskies and the Cougs, but I have another link I can watch WrestlePalooza as well. Okay. WrestlePalooza. Find the Huskies and the Cougs. Where are you? There you are. Okay. All right, I got Husky Cougs going. I'll probably just watch WrestlePalooza after everything is over. We'll just stick to the Mariners and then the Cougs and the Huskies. I mean, obviously trying to watch 3 things at the same time is doable, but I want to make sure I can actually understand what's going on. So, all right. All right, got the Huskies and Cougs up here. And let's see who's up next here for the Seattle Mariners. End of the second inning, 2-0 Mariners. And I'll just watch WrestlePalooza another time. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, 0 for 1 with a K. And batting third, 0 for 0 with a run and a base on ball, Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up. Let's go, Randy. And I put Randy on the thumb, and we all know how I feel, about Randy. Obviously his defense in left field, not the greatest, but hopefully, he's overdue, and maybe we can end up, getting a little bit of magic in the box. Pitch is low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. Cal is sitting at the record tied with Ken Griffey Jr. with 56 home runs, which he did in 97 and 98. So he hits 1 more. He's got the Mariner record. And Randy with a slow dribbler, throw to first, and that's almost an identical outing. He swung at the first pitch and grounded out. I mean, at least that one went to the third pitch, but when Randy really locks in, it's when he gets pitch 5, pitch 6, pitch 7, and that's when he ends up hitting the home run, unless he gets a first pitch strike right down the middle and, cranks it. But again, if he works the count, the better pitch will come to him. He just needs to be patient. Come on, Randy. Next up is big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. First pitch from Framber Valdez to Cal Raleigh takes a strike, 0-1 count. But Randy definitely is overdue. Pitch right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Philippines in the building. What's good? 0-2 pitch. Cal crushes it into deep right field, and it is gone! That's the record! 57 home runs! He beat Ken Griffey Jr., and that is the all-time Mariner leader. 3-0 Mariners! He did it! He did it! Woo! Let's go! Let's go! And maybe this will be a multi-homer game, because if he wants to get to 60, he's probably going to have at least one of those the rest of the way. And there is history. Ken Griffey Jr. is my hero, but the way that Cal has been playing, hell, he might be one of my heroes as well. And Cal Raleigh does it as a catcher. Ken Griffey Jr. was a center fielder. This is wild. And Cal doing it against the Astros, you couldn't have asked for a better script. Beautiful. And again, he's hit it early here in the third. There's a chance that he has a multi-homer game here and gets another one late. And again, if he can get one multi-homer game and get to 58, he will only have to homer, in 2 separate games. Beautiful. I mean, getting to 60 to 62 would be amazing. Great job by Cal. Let's go. 3-0 Mariners. Life is good. Eli with a 5er getting us started. And we got a slow dribbler here by Rodriguez, and that is 2 away. Stacks, Rex with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. We're at 5. 95 to go on the Dono train. And everyone can celebrate for Cal Raleigh, you best believe. Yeah, he's got to get that ball. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate you. 3-0 Seattle. Next up is Eugenio Suarez after Cal dribbled out. And again, you can't expect guys to go back-to-back, even though we have seen Cal and Julio do it before. But hopefully Julio will be patient in the box as well. And a guy that's been heating up lately after being ice cold 0 for 32, Eugenio Suarez went 4 for 4, then cold for a game, got heated up again, and he's starting to heat up a little bit more regularly, which is a good thing to see since we're going on our playoff push. We're going to need it. Pitch is fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only, baby. We're not losing today. And again, we win today. We're going for the sweep tomorrow with Logan Gilbert. Feels good, baby. And he's already 10 homers past the record. Salvador Perez had 48. He's at 58. I really want to see 60 to 62 if he can get there. Pitch is low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike turns into 3 balls and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. You know, it's just wild to think a catcher is putting up numbers like a center fielder. Like, you know, these people that love Ohtani and Judge and whatnot. I get it. I love him too. But he's a catcher. I mean, imagine if a catcher on the Dodgers or Yankees did it. They would be losing their goddamn minds, you know, and they would let everyone know, you know. And again, it's just cool to be able to see a position like catcher, the most undervalued and the hardest position to play, you know, as well as being a switch hitter and a good defender, you know, do these things. Beautiful. And pitch is low and at the knees, and Gino with great patience. Randy, take notes, and that's a walk. There we go. Beautiful, man. Gino to first. Next up is Jorge Polanco, who's due for a home run. Let's go, Polo. Let's go, Polo. Polo crushes it into right field. Foul. 0-1 count. Framber Valdez on the mound having a meltdown, and we love it. Jorge Polanco in the box. And again, if you look at Fangraphs and a lot of these, different, nerd websites based off numbers, they got the Mariners as the front runner making the World Series in the American League, believe it or not. And, a couple weeks ago, we were third, so in the American League. So we're definitely gaining the confidence of the stats and the analytics and the nerds that cover all the details of baseball. B. Woods with a 5er. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. We're at 10. 90 to go on the Dono train. Appreciate you. O2 pitch. Crushes it into left field on that third base line off the wall. Count still remains no balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. Still, it looks like the Huskies scored 7-0 Washington. Who scored for the Huskies? Who's watching that game and can give me the update? I just noticed that they scored. Hopefully it was Jonah Coleman. Throw to first. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on the Dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. We got 300 plus in the room. We should be at 100 by now. There we go. Next goal, let's get to 200. Great job, Captain. All day. Washington intercepted, pick 6. 1-2 pitch from Valdez to Polo. And that's popped up into center field, and that should be out number 3. And you're looking at the American League MVP right there, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And again, Aaron Judge can have, a higher batting average, which he should based on the player that he is and the position he plays, outfield and DH, right? He can have a higher slugging percentage, but again, Judge and Ohtani can win it every year. And again, if you're just going to be a hater, just because the Mariners are finally good and you can't root for Cal Raleigh, we'll definitely see how the voters end up voting. But if there was a guy that was deserving of MVP this year, it's undoubtedly Cal Raleigh. If Cal Raleigh's not on this team, we don't make the playoffs. So, again, if Judge isn't on the Yankees, they might still make the playoffs. And Judge is a great player, first ballot Hall of Famer, just like Ohtani. But again, you can't win it every single year, Ohtani and Judge. This is the year of the Raleigh. All right, see who's up next here in the bottom of the third for the Astros. Nice job, Cal, bringing that electricity, breaking the record. Home run number 57. The most out of any Mariner of all time. Beautiful. And he's not done. And we still got quite a few games to go. Awesome. Next up in the 9-hole, right fielder Cam Smith. Batting second, 0 for 1, shortstop Jeremy Pena. And batting third, 1 for 1, third baseman Carlos Correa. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Gain 3 more subs. 85 to go to 22,100. Let's get it. Let's go, baby. 115. First pitch, little dribbler. Throw to first. Got him. 1 away. Down goes Cam Smith, and we like that. If you're going to play like Randy and you're going to swing early, we'll take that. I mean, we're gaining all the momentum, baby. And again, we're going to have that memory. Where were you when Cal Raleigh broke the record? You were on the NWSF. And again, it's not only something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. A lot of you guys are going to remember it too. Because obviously if YouTube didn't exist, we would just be sitting at our houses yelling at the TV, by ourselves or with our family and friends. So, we can come together and make these memories together. This is a very special year in 2025. Next up is Jeremy Pena. Hit right up the middle. Throw to first. 2 away. Let's go. Next up is third baseman Carlos Correa. (7-0) Huskies. I like that. First pitch down the middle with a strike for George Kirby. 0-1 count. Takes a strike, looking high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Carlos Correa. That's wild. If the Guardians win and we win this game, the Astros are out of the playoff hunt, for just the time being. Obviously, we still got games to go for the Astros to make up ground. But, to be, where they were and where they're potentially going, this is kind of exciting for us here. And obviously, the Guardians and the Mariners have the best record since September 6th. Guardians are hot, 13-1. We're 12-1. Huskies should be ranked. They're getting disrespected. And hopefully they will be ranked after this week. And if not after this week, the following week. 1-2 pitch. Correa crushes that one foul. Bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. Astro fans are having meltdowns already. Yeah, I mean, Damon Williams is like Kyler Murray. Jonah Coleman is like the best running back in the country, or one of the best, right? You got David Boston's son, Denzel Boston. You got a great offensive line, 2 or 3 studs up front, pretty good defense on top of that as well. They're really building something special there for the Huskies. And I'm here to be able to watch and take notes. 1-2 pitch to Correa. And slow dribbler right in front of Cal. Throw to first. Got him. An easy 1, 2, 3 inning. Let's go. All Mariners all day, every day. Let's get it. End of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. You couldn't have asked for a better start. Touchdown Huskies, 13-0 over the Cougs, getting payback from last year. No 2-quarterback system this year, baby. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 1 with a run, first baseman Josh Naylor. Batting second, 0 for 1, DHing Mitch Garver. Give me some Garver magic. Give me that Garv sauce. Something that's unexpected. We don't expect anything from you. So if you end up getting a single, a double, a home run, it'll definitely add on. Fuel to the fire. And batting third, 0 for 0 with an RBI. Hit his first home run last night. Let's get another. Victor Robles. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Wow. No tiebreaker against the Red Sox or the Guardians. Astros are in trouble. But I don't think that would hurt any of our feelings being Mariner fans. We've already seen them dominate the division for years. And, sometimes it's time for a change. 1-0 pitch to Naylor. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 2 balls and no strikes from Framber Valdez to Josh Naylor. Let's go, Nails. 2-0 pitch. And Naylor crushes it towards first base. Easy toe tap on the bag, and that is 1 away. Down goes Josh. Next up is DHing in the 7-hole, Mitch Garver, which we never expect anything from Mitch. He has won us a few games over this season. Unexpected home runs that kind of come out of nowhere, usually in games where we're, 1-0 or 2-1, and, he finds a way to win it for us. But, at this point, a single, getting a walk, getting plunked, but not hurt, just somehow, some way, just trying to be kind of efficient, instead of just going 0 for 4, 0 for 5 every time that you play. I mean, Polo at DH and Rivas at second would have been smarter, but, it's Dan Wilson. He's very conservative. He kind of just copies every other manager in the big leagues, You got a lefty, I have to go pro-righty lineup. But Polo is a switch hitter. You could have done that. And Leo gives you a better chance, to play defense and offense, than Polo does. And you get that extra at-bat. So something to think about as we go on our playoff push. If we actually want to have our best lineup, Rivas should be playing every day. Either at DH or at second, preferably, with JP at short. 2-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. I know, isn't that wild? It's crazy, man. Baseball is a wild, wild sport. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Garver. And that is strike 3, 2 away. And obviously, I know Oregon and Penn State is a big game, the biggest game for Oregon. But based on how we do, going into that game, I may end up doing the Dodgers and the Mariners instead, and I'll just watch that game on my free time. We get more support during Mariners streams anyways, and, we'll see where it goes. So first pitch right down the middle, and I really want to do every Mariner game, and obviously the Penn State-Oregon game is at like 4:30, and the Mariner game is on a little bit after, so they overlap, so. Oh, one pitch. Crushes it right up the middle. There we go. Beautiful hit. Framber Valdez got scared right there. And Victor Robles starting to heat up, and we like that. Nice job, Victor. We love having you back, baby. Way to bring that electricity right up the middle. Next up is J.P. Crawford. We know that he can do it defensively. Let's see if you got ice water in your veins and you can do something here. Let's go, JP. Nothing would hurt the Astros more than an unexpected 2-run jack by J.P. Crawford, making it 5-0. Not saying that would happen, but wouldn't that be sweet? Yeah, even Harry Ford at DH. Why not? What's it? I mean, really, what are we scared of? It's not like Harry's catching. You don't trust Harry DHing. He can't get any better if you don't give him opportunities. He did win a game for us with the sack, fly, pop up and whatnot. But, you got to give him some time at some point, right? I agree. JP crushes it foul. I mean, this would have been the perfect game, to do that. To, let Harry Ford get a chance to play, And then if not, put Polo at DH, and he can hit left or right. So the pitching being a lefty or righty shouldn't matter with Polo. And we know he's a liability at defense like Randy in left field, right? And you get Leo Rivas in there. He can steal bags. He's got good power. He's a better defender. Someone needs to get in Dan Wilson's ear. That you don't need to do what everyone else does. You can think outside the box, and again, come up with the best possible lineup to win. 100% agree, Reflect. And Robles, safe at second. There we go. Nice to see guys actually steal bags other than Josh Naylor, and they actually are safe, not thrown out, which we haven't been very good with stealing bags and getting caught in between the base paths. It's nice to be able to see some guys that are bag stealers that can swipe them and actually safe. There we go. 3-0 M's. Yeah, but I don't think any Mariner fan would object of Harry Ford DHing. Give him a chance to play once in a while. And obviously they don't feel comfortable with him being the backup catcher yet. We'll have to wait probably till next year, but I assume there will be a few people that won't be on the team next year, like Castillo, Garver, and a few others. So there will be some spots open. Top of the fourth inning, 3-0 Seattle. Top of the fourth inning with a runner at second and 2 outs. Framber Valdez on the mound, J.P. Crawford in the box. And I would like to see us bunt. That's not something that we've done since we won 9 consecutive series in a row at the beginning of the year. Oh, Valdez hops off the plate. And it's not like every guy can actually be an effective bunter, but Rivas could do it. Robles could do it. JP could do it. There's a few. Situational baseball, small ball, it matters. 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. We're at 125, 334 in the room. Let's get to 200. We got plenty of people in the room to hit 200 to 250 likes. Takes 1 second. If you're enjoying the broadcast, do your boy a solid. And that's up to not just captain, others in the room to help out with that as well, as JP crushes it towards left field foul. It has to be a team effort. So if you are a regular in the room, help Captain TJ and the others come together, and we can end up hitting some good numbers, which will allow us to get into the YouTube algorithm, which will eventually allow us to get more recommendations. That'll turn into likes, subs, views, donos, and having some more individuals a part of this channel, which we want to be able to grow. Big swing and a miss. And down goes JP Crawford. Nice punch out there by Framber Valdez. And not after the damage is done. 3-0 Mariners. See who's up next here for the Astros in the bottom of the fourth. Next up for the Astros, 0 for 1 with a K, DHing Isuk Paredes. Batting second, 1 for 1, second baseman Jose Altuve. And batting third, 0 for 1, first baseman Victor Caratini. Let's look at the stats of the pitchers. Let's tune into that. So George Kirby coming in now, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks, 48 pitches, 31 strikes with a 4.35 ERA. And obviously Framber Valdez having a mini meltdown, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 63 pitches, 39 strikes with a 3.66 ERA. And if you're just tuning in to the matchup, Eugenio Suarez doubled the center in the first. Julio scored, making it 1-0 Mariners. Then later on in the second inning, Robles hit a sac fly to left. Naylor scored, 2-0 Mariners. And if you just missed it, Cal Raleigh just made Mariner history, homering to right center. And he has 57 home runs, beating Ken Griffey Jr., my hero, who had 56 twice in 97 and 98. And again, meeting Griffey was one of the craziest things in my lifetime. But to be able to see someone be able to beat Ken Griffey Jr., and he's a catcher, I'm so happy that he's on our team, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And let's be real, Cal will probably break his own record multiple times. Ken Griffey Jr. had a run of getting 48 to 56 home runs, multiple times, 4 or 5 times in about a 4, 5, 6 year gap. So, if you can go from 48 to 56, in a 4 to 6 year gap, who's to say that Cal Raleigh can't do that either? 1-0 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kirby to Paredes. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Paredes. Come on, George. Keep wheeling and dealing, baby. Bring that electricity. One-two pitch. Low and away. Great grab there by Cal. If that was Mitch Garver, that would have went behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Kirby. Two pitch, popped up. Gino is there, and that is 1 away. Nice job by Gino with that defense, baby. We love it. Good vibes only. 1 away. Next up is Jose Altuve, 1 for 1. First pitch high and inside, 1-0 count. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0 Mariners. Nobody on with 1 out. George Kirby on the mound, Jose Altuve in the box. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. Should have been called a ball, but called strike. And expanded strike zone for this ump is a little unusual. You know, not necessarily inside or outside. It's kind of like the high end of it or the low end of it, but pitches high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jose Altuve. But again, you know, if you're going to end up having an expanded strike zone, do it for both teams. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. We're looking for our 86th win of the season. Altuve crushes that one into right field, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. Come on, George. Keep wheeling and dealing. Kirby on the mound. Altuve in the box. And whether you like Altuve or hate Altuve, one thing is for sure about him, you know, you can't hold him down that often and hit deep into center, but Julio is there. And again, if he goes 0 for 4 or 0 for 5 one day, you can almost guarantee he's going to get a hit or 2 the next day or the following day or both. You know, it's very hard for him to get skunked for a whole series. Too talented of a player, even with the past allegations. Nice job by Julio Rodriguez in the no-fly zone, holding the business. Next up is first baseman Victor Caratini. First pitch, high and on the corner. Looked like it should have been a strike, but called ball. Or no, they did call it strike. I was about to say 0-1 count, good. 0-1 pitch. That one kind of foul tipped off the bat there. No balls and 2 strikes to Victor Caratini. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go, George. Finish him. Pitch is low and at the knees. George is getting a little wild here in the 4th, and hopefully he'll be able to clean it up in the 5th. And obviously we'll see if he ends up going to the 6th inning, but I don't know if it's a little bit of fatigue or whatnot, but come on, George. 1-2 pitch. Crushes it into left field, foul. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Victor Caratini. Gained 3 more subs. Appreciate that. 82 to go to 22,100. And we just hit 22,000 last night. Pitch is high and inside and got him. And down he goes. Caratini is arguing and he can't believe it. And again, if you're going to get an expanded strike zone, this ump has been doing that the whole game. And it's not really outside or inside. It's high and low where he's calling the strikes. And again, there we go. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let them know, TJ. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 200 likes. We got 348 in the room, 100 on the dono train. And we've already gained 10 to 15 subs. Let's see if we can get 30 before the stream ends. 3-0 Mariners. Life is good. Let's keep it going. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2. Please work the count, Randy. Don't swing at the first 3 pitches. Like, let's get to pitch 5, 6, 7. I swear, if you do, you'll homer. You just got to be patient. Randy Arosarena. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI, and a K. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 57 home runs. Could he get a multi-homer game? Is this correct? Didn't we already see these guys? And then batting third, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. This is based off ESPN, but I don't know if that's right. ESPN sometimes is, behind and whatnot. But that's what supposedly is the next 3 batters up. But I'm not sure if that's right, but we'll find out. Appreciate you, Corey. Or Carrie. Appreciate you, Carrie. Yes, it has been. Oh, touchdown Cougs. Let's see if Randy, Cal, and Julio are the three batters up. I mean, there's usually a point or two in the stream, you know, where they get pretty lagged and they either take breaks or go to the bathroom or whatever, and they get kind of behind. So, but let's see if this is accurate or not. I mean, especially when we kind of go through an inning, you know, sometimes it feels like we just saw that player, but sometimes we, you know, end up going through those guys. So, okay, it is correct. So it is Randy Cal. Even though Cal just hit the home run, he's already up again? Okay, I guess it is correct. I could have sworn, Cal can't be up again already, but I guess he is. So we got Randy. On deck is Cal, trying to hit, you know, obviously home run number 58, which would be great. And then Julio Rodriguez. First pitch to Randy, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, and he hits another one, same spot. Randy, you never listen. You know, again, your 3 outs have been in the same way. Absolute no patience. It's like I feel like I'm watching Julio in the first half of the season. It's like not only are you a liability in left field, your booty cheeks on defense, and your offense hasn't been very good. Let's move Victor Robles to the leadoff hitter and move you down in the lineup to punish you. We should do it. Next up, big dumper at Cal Raleigh. We'll get more production out of Victor as a leadoff hitter than Randy. Just saying. Hell, even put Leo Rivas as a leadoff hitter would be better. First pitch fouled off by Cal, 0-1 count. I mean, it might have worked for Randy filling in for Victor while he was hurt, but Randy is not a good leadoff hitter. You know, we need someone to actually get on base to start the momentum. Doesn't get on very often. 0-1 pitch. I figured, okay, you know, let's see if he can make up for it at some point or another. But, I mean, he's only going to have maybe, 2 more at-bats? Hopefully one of those he homers to make up for it. 0-1 pitch low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Framber Valdez to big dumper. Pitch is high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Big dumper in the box. Framber Valdez on the mound. And Cal can hit home runs from the left or the right, and that's very evident. 3-0 Seattle. See, for me, I don't think he'll hit a home run here. If he hits a home run, it'll be later on a different pitcher. And there's the walk. You know, again, you know, sometimes you'll feel it and sometimes you won't, but I didn't feel it there. And, you know, obviously after Framber had given up the 1 home run, you know, he's not going to pitch to him the same way he did the first time around. So knowing that sometimes, you know, unless he's cocky, you know, and doesn't care, but hopefully Cal will be able to get a home run off a meltdown in the pen, whoever that may be. But Cal goes to first, and we'll still have a good chance for Cal to homer and get 58 for a multi-homer game. Next up is Julio. Julio, first pitch, and a nice single into right field. There we go. Nice job by Julio. I mean, if you're going to end up taking advantage of a first pitch, that's what you need to do, Randy. Pull the ball there. Nice job by Julio. Next up, third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. Julie in the building, how are you? Pitch inside. 1-0 count. I couldn't tell you that, Blue. I would assume somewhere between the 3rd and the 6th pitch, if I had to take a guess. 1-0 pitch. Gets the corner. See if that actually was a strike or not. I mean, the expanded strike zone, outside of the zone, and he called that a strike. But again, this ump has been kind of all over the place. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Gino. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. And remember, he went 0 for 32. We did predict the big home run to kind of get the party started a few games back. And again, I've been pretty locked in with Gino when I feel like he's going to do something special. And also, if you make a big defensive play in the previous inning, it'll lead to a home run. And we've had JP and Gino do that recently. So we'll see if we can get some magic out of somebody in this inning, whether it be Gino or maybe even Polo after him. But nice to be able to see Gino finally heating up when we need him the most. And remember, baseball is hard. It's just as mental as it is physical. And if you get in your own head, it takes a while to be able to get refocused. 2-2 pitch from Framber Valdez. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Gino, and that is 2 away. Next up is second baseman Jorge Polanco. You're overdue for a home run, Polo. And again, we already had like 4 guys that were overdue yesterday, and all of them homered. So again, there's only a few more guys that are overdue. Randy is due, Polo is due, and obviously anything that we get out of Mitch Garver would just be a cherry on top. But those are the 2 players that are due. Obviously Randy, number 1, Polo 2. But we'll see if we can get some magic here. First pitch in there for a strike to Polo, 0-1 count. Well, they've been calling ball strikes and strikes balls for both teams. Expanded strike zone for this ump. I mean, we've been getting ripped off on calls too. It's not just been, the Astros are getting ripped off. I mean, we're getting ripped off on calls that are outside the zone as well. So it's not like it's one-sided. Big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. Yeah, especially when they end up, being the top dog for years and years and years, and now it's slipping through their fingers, And again, all good things come to an end. It's not always going to be, your favorite team at the top, and sometimes, there's another team that comes along that's built a little bit better, that has maybe a little less injuries and is ready to take the throne. Top of the 5th, 3-0 Mariners, runners at first and second. Framber Valdez on the mound. Jorge Polanco in the box. 0-2 pitch. Polo. Nice. There we go. Nice single by Polo. And keep the runners there. Cal at third. Julio at second. Polo at first. And then now, obviously, you don't expect anything from Mitch Garver. And it's not like we expect him to hit a grand salami. But he is able and capable of getting an RBI single. And let's see if we can get that to get to 4-0. Now, obviously, if Garver ends up hitting a grand salami, this motherfucker is over. Period. I don't care what happens in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're not coming back because we're still going to score. It's like if we get to 7, we're probably going to hit 10. But we'll see what we get here. And this would have been a much better situation to have like Leo Rivas coming in here at this point. Oh, it's Josh Naylor. Totally forgot. Skipped a batter. I thought it was Garver. Now this is even better. Josh Naylor. Garver's on deck. And now they're having a mound visit here. And let's see if Josh Naylor can open up a little bit of magic here. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Big Grumper. Let's go, Nails. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Give us some Mariner magic, Nails. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Framber Valdez to Josh Naylor. Naylor 1 for 2 with a run, so he's been effective so far. See if we can get an RBI single, RBI double, something magical here. Obviously, grand slammy would be the icing on the cake. 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He does not. 2 balls and 1 strike to Josh Naylor. Get the mustard and rye bread, baby. I mean, anything is possible. Why not us? You know, again, if the Blue Jays, the Tigers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Astros, and Rangers all hit the wall and we get hot at the right time, you know, why not us? You know, why not win the division? You know, for the first time since 2001. Why not make the ALDS, ALCS, or World Series? We have the best team, top to bottom, out of everyone in the American League. We may not have the best record at the moment, but we have the best team, I believe, you know, this year, top to bottom, including Penn. So now it's just up to us to put our heads down and earn it and get it. And obviously we know the Brewers and the Phillies and the Cubs and, these amazing teams, the Dodgers that are over there, the Padres. National League is stacked this year as well. And, you know, we just got to be able to do what we do best, win. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Naylor as he calls time with bases loaded and 2 outs. Let's see if we can get this to 4-0 or 5-0. Come on, Naylor. Two pitch from Valdez. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the big grumper. Let's go. Nice patience by Josh Naylor. Randy, take notes. Let's go, baby. You're the man. Blank check, baby. Blank check. Sign this guy for life. 3-2 pitch with bases loaded. Chops it foul towards first base. Count still remains 3 balls and 2 strikes from Valdez to Naylor. And again, sometimes in these situations when he has runners at second and third, first and third, or first and second, it'll end up being kind of like a toe tap, little just dribbler right in front of the pitcher. Hopefully he'll get a little bit of oomph in the follow-through swing to get it into the outfield. Because if it ends up going into the infield, it's going to be out number 3. Come on, Naylor. Follow-through swing. Pull it. 3-2 pitch with bases loaded, top of the 5th. And it's a walk, baby. And that's a freebie. 4-0 Mariners. Let's go. Let's get it, baby. And Clyde is all over it. He said, walk 'em. And we did. There we go, baby. Framber Valdez with a meltdown. And next up is Mitch Garver. 4-0 Mariners. Hell yeah. I love when we can get runs like that. There's nothing more demoralizing to a pitcher, you know, when you have bases loaded and then you end up walking that guy and you get a freebie to come in. Beautiful. I absolutely love it. And it looks like they're going to pull him now, and then we'll see what we get out of Mitch Garver. I mean, could you imagine if Garver ends up hitting a grand salami off the first pitch and we go up 8-0? I mean, it already looks pretty good for us right now, but I mean, we don't even need the grand salami. I mean, I'd be happy just with like an RBI single, just keep the inning going. Let's see if we can go through the batters one by one, RBI single, RBI double, and then eventually that big home run will, come at some point, even if it doesn't come right now. You know, you get an RBI, then you get one of those guys to come home, maybe another hit, and then, you know, when there's maybe 2 guys on, and that big 3-run jack, if we can get to that point, could happen, but let's see if Garver can extend the inning. We know he's not the greatest catcher, and he's obviously a shitty hitter, shitty defender, but with that being said, he has won some games for us in 2025, so. But you never know. Garver could end up hitting that line drive right down third base and scoring 1 or 2. You never know. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're looking for 200 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we've already gained 15 to 20 subs. Let's see if we can get to 30. Let's go, baby. Framber Valdez, 4.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Having a meltdown. Murray coming in. Oh, Dominic Canzone coming in. I like that. That's a smart move. Let's go, Dom. Oh, 1 pitch to Dominic Canzone. That one ends up being fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. Jaden Murray on the mound. Dominic Canzone in the box. Canzone fouls that one off. And that one is fading foul. Oh, 2 pitch from Murray to Canzone. Canzone fouls it off himself. Count still remains no balls and 2 strikes with bases loaded. And the last time that we ended up having Dom at DH in a productive game, he ended up going 5 for 5 with 3 home runs a couple days ago. So again, he's been getting hot at the right time. Let's see if we can get something here off Murray. Let him know, TJ. I mean, 422 in the room. It has to be a team effort in the chat. And Dom with a single in the right. That's going to bring home 1, possibly 2. Go, baby, go. Pinch hit single, baby. And Dom, that was a good, smart decision by having him come in for Garver. Great decision there by Dan Wilson, and we normally don't say that. Beautiful. 5-0 Mariners. If you know an Astro fan in your life, check up on them because life might not be very good for them at the moment. Next up is Victor Robles. 1 for 1 with a RBI. Let's go, Victor. Let's keep this rally going, baby. We won 4-0 yesterday, and I know some people in the room thought it might be low scoring. I wasn't too sure. And just like that, we have more runs than we did yesterday. And the best part about it, the Astros are at 0, 2 games in a row. Let's go. Let's go all day. Let's go, TJ. Let's go, Captain. 33 to get to 200. We got 433 in the room. We should be able to hit 300 based on the amount of people. Big swing and a miss right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Oh, 2 pitch. And down Robles goes. Nice pitch there by Murray, but not after the damage was done. Walked in a run from third. Dom gets an RBI. And obviously, if Garver would have hit, what are the chances that he would have gotten an RBI? Probably not likely, but again, great move. And now we're up 5-0. Life is good. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, let's see who's up next for the Astros here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Next up for the Astros in the 6th hole, 1 for 1, catcher Yanier Diaz. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, left fielder Jesus Sanchez. And batting third, 0 for 1, center fielder Jake Myers. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Huskies 21, Cougs 10. Love it. Well, Valdez already went out, and that was the starter, and then Murray just came in for the Astros. So, yeah, Valdez only had 4 Ks, so if you got him under 5.5, you won your bet. You're good to good, Corey. He only had 4 Ks. First pitch from Kirby to Diaz. High and away, but gets the strike call on the corner. Paints it beautifully with the sinker. 94 miles an hour by Kirby. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Low and away. Slider off speed. 87 miles an hour. Missing the strike zone by a few inches, but this ump has been calling strikes outside of the zone a few inches pretty commonly throughout this matchup. 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Into right field, right to Victor Robles. And that is 1 away. Down goes Diaz. Next up is left fielder Jesus Sanchez. Keep wheeling and dealing, George Kirby. First pitch, high and away. Should have been called ball, but called strike. But that's what this ump has been doing all day. You know, he's been kind of expanding the strike zone, not from inside or outside, but high and low, which is really weird because you normally don't see that. It's the first time that we've probably seen this type of umping in 2025, honestly. But again, if you're going to do that for both teams, I guess we're fine with it. But it sounds like the Astro fan base is frustrated. But it's not like they're the only team that's getting those calls. We're getting them too. 0-1 pitch. High and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jesus Sanchez. Pitch fouled off behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jesus Sanchez. I mean, really what it comes down to is we have the best catcher in the world in Cal Raleigh making history this year. Julio Rodriguez is one of the best center fielders in the second half of the year. We ended up getting Naylor and Gino for good vibes only. And the pitching staff is great, even though we've had 3 out of the 5 starters injured this year with Gilbert, Kirby, and Miller. So again, it's all about getting hot at the right time and getting healthy, and obviously having a team and putting it together. And obviously the bullpen stepping up, even though we've had some meltdowns by Brash and a few others. You know, this is a team in all words. And again, you know, it's not something that, you know, other fan bases are used to seeing, because we've only been good like 4 times in the last 40 years. But, you know, from 2022 to 2042, we should be able to go to the playoffs maybe 12, 13 times out of 20. This is going to be a new version of Seattle moving forward. So this isn't going to be like a flash in the pan where we're good for 1 year and terrible for 10. Like, we assume that we're going to be good moving forward based on the roster that we built, even though Dan Wilson may not be the greatest manager, you know, but again, we feel like we have enough pieces, as long as we don't have any major injuries, that, you know, this is not just a fluke. This is something that is the beginning of a long-term run for the Seattle Mariners. And And I think that's fair to say, Again, we had 1995, 1997, 2001 in Ichiro's rookie year, 20 years with no playoffs. Cal hit the walk-off against the Athletics in 2022, and that was the beginning of getting the right players on the team. Kirby, Julio, Cal. And then once you have those guys, you build around them, and then we're here, and we've arrived, and we're not going anywhere. I mean, it's as simple as that. Again, it's the organization buying in, and, things are coming together, and the belief that we can win. We got a great roster, too. I mean, if you look at our roster compared to everyone in the American League, you could argue we have the best roster. We may not have the best record at the moment, but top to bottom, pitchers, bullpen, hitters, I mean, our team kind of looks like an all-star team, and normally that's not something that we can say, besides maybe that 2001 team that won 116 games, right? But what happened? We played the Yankees and lost. So this team could go further, and we truly believe it. Kirby on the mound, Jake Myers in the box, fouls that one off high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jake Myers. One-two pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Myers. Two-two pitch. Beautiful strike 3 right down the middle, baby. And again, it's all about having confidence and, getting hot at the right time. But let's be honest, if we didn't get Naylor and we didn't get Gino, are we here? No, we're not. And again, even though Gino was kind of cold, for a good chunk, it felt like a month, but again, just the fact that they bought in. They got Randy last year, they bought in, right? But we didn't get where we wanted to go. This year, we we got 2 of the top 4 guys at the deadline with Naylor and Gino. We don't get Naylor and Gino, we're not here. So again, it's a number of things. But again, if that's, one of the final things that kind of pushed us over the top, it definitely was getting Naylor and Gino. And things have been going really well since that time. End of the 5th inning, 5-0 Seattle. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the top of the 6th, and let's see if we can add on. Next up for Seattle, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 0 for 3. Please get to pitch 5. I swear to God, if you get to pitch 5 or pitch 6 or pitch 7, this will happen. You'll hit a home run, and life will be good. You're overdue. Be patient, okay? And batting third, 1 for 2 with 2 runs, an RBI, and a base on ball, who ended up hitting home run number 57. That broke Ken Griffey Jr.'s record of 56, who did it twice. Big dumper, the best catcher in baseball, Cal Raleigh. And again, if we don't have Cal Raleigh, we're not in this position either. So again, we're taking advantage, of a position that most teams dream of being in. And again, being able to have a cornerstone piece like Julio Rodriguez on top of Cal, on top of Wu, on top of Gilbert, on top of Kirby, then you add Gino and Naylor. Things are really coming together. And on top of that, we got Cade Anderson from LSU, right? Winning a natty. He'll be in the rotation for Luis Castillo next year, which will be great. You got Durangelo, who can pitch from the left and the right. You got Colt Emerson, obviously in AAA, wheeling and dealing. This team is going to get better and better and better, not only on the pitching staff, but also filling in the gaps that we really need. And then now with the Astro managers are getting tossed, what's going on here? I mean, you're down 5-0. I mean, the Mariners are getting the same calls as the Astros. He's calling stuff that's high, strikes, and that's just how it is. He's doing it for both teams. So, if you want to get tossed and you think that's going to motivate your team, go right ahead, but you're not coming back today. And dude, you're at home. We're not in Seattle, okay? Be real here, acting like this game is in Seattle right now. We're not getting the home calls. I mean, if anything, Seattle gets ripped off more than anybody. We have the hardest ballpark to hit at out of 30 ballparks. If you want to scream and yell to try to motivate your team, go right ahead right there. And sometimes that works. yelling, screaming, getting ejected. We've had Lou Piniella. I mean, if anyone knows about yelling, screaming, throwing fucking bags, throwing, dirt, kicking dirt, picking up a first base and chucking it, we know what all that is about. That's not new news to us. Top of the sixth, 5-0 Seattle. Murray on the mound, JP in the box. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. Pitch is high and away, missing the strike zone by about 3 feet there. 2 balls and no strikes to JP Crawford. But it's not like we have somebody that's got cancer and we're rallying and we shaved our heads. There's always going to be stories of someone passing away or having a disease, and then you rally. But this is just good baseball of, players believing in each other. And, it's been a long time coming. It's not like the Mariners have been good every year. We've had 4 good years and 40. At some point you get the right players, you're going to come around. And that's exactly what's happened. And there we go. JP Crawford with a walk. And we'll take that. And let's see if we can get Randy to get to pitch 5, 6, or 7, or if he's just going to swing at the first 2 to 3 pitches and go 0 for 4. Come on, Randy. Wake the fuck up. Patience, my guy. I feel like every at-bat for Randy is like Julio's at-bats in the first half of the season. Relax. Let the game come to you. 1-0 pitch. And these pitches that are getting called now balls were normally strikes. So this ump is all over the place. And I think what happened at this point, since the manager, he screamed and yelled, now those pitches, you're not getting anymore. You were getting them before. Now you're not getting them. You pissed them off, and that's just how it goes. Randy on pitch number 3, all the way back to the wall. Wow. What a catch. And that would have been a double for Randy Arosarena. I was waiting for pitch 5, 6, 7, but great job by the Astros there. A spectacular catch in the right field. Beautiful. Something that you would see out of Julio Rodriguez in the no-fly zone. Cam Smith, my goodness. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. And now we got Cal batting left-handed. There's going to be a good chance, either at this at-bat or the next at-bat that he can end up getting a multi-homer game. Let's see if we can get to 58 home runs. If he does that, he'll have a good chance to get to 60 to 62 with the amount of games that we have left. 60 sounds great, especially for a catcher. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. From Murray to big dumper. Griffey, Buhner, Edgar, Cal. That's a beautiful list. Cal crushes it in the right field, but just fading foul. Wow. Yeah, can't blame Randy on that one. We already know Randy's booty-os at defense and left field, but, it would have been nicer for him to work the count. He'll probably have 1 more at-bat. Hopefully he'll get on base and maybe a home run or single, double, something. Let's go, Cal. One-two pitch. Cal crushes that one, fading foul. I mean, there's going to be all kinds of different type of terminology on what you define as MVP for American League or National League. But the bottom line is, if Aaron Judge isn't on the Yankees, right, he's injured, they might still make the playoffs. If Cal Raleigh is injured or not on the Mariners, we have 0 chance of making the playoffs. So there's the difference, and again, batting average and slugging, but people are acting like Cal is a center fielder. He's a catcher. You're not going to see a catcher batting 350, or even 325. Let's be real. You know, like you have to understand what you're looking at. The hardest position to play in baseball is catcher. He's a switch hitter and he's a great defender. Like, you know, let's put some respect on his name. I mean, this is something that you're not going to normally see ever again, you know, and again, he's going to be a guy that not only broke the record, which was only 48 home runs by Salvador Perez, you know, but this is something where he might be able to get 50 to 60, like on a regular basis, you know, in his career before he starts winding down. Pretty impressive, if you ask me. 2-2 pitch. And that's strike three looking. Great pitch there by Murray. Down goes Cal Raleigh. And that is 2 away. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Tried ends up. Let's go, Julio. First pitch to Julio, takes a strike looking. 0-1 count. And remember, this isn't like Judge in 2022, you know. Like Judge is great. He's a Hall of Famer, first ballot. Ohtani, first ballot. They're great. You know, they're legends. They're icons. You know, but if there was ever a year that Cal deserves, you know, the MVP, it's this year. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's good for baseball when you actually have someone bringing eyes to the sport. I don't think anyone has really been saying, oh my God, Aaron Judge is bringing eyes to the sport this year. Said no one. Still a great player, but he's not having a 2022 year. Just saying. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Julio. You know, Ohtani's bringing in the eyes, right? Schwarber's bringing in eyes. Cal's bringing in the eyes. You know, it doesn't always have to be Ohtani and Judge every year. We can give love to Schwarber. We can give love to Cal. I mean, is it so hard to think that we can't give love to someone that's not Judge or Ohtani? 1-2 pitch. Julio dribbles it towards third base, foul. But I do hope that Cal gets to 60, because that would just be a sexy number, you know, a rounded off number overall. So. Top of the sixth inning, 5-0 Seattle. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Yeah, but again, you can't compare a center fielder DHer to a catcher. You know, that's like comparing a point guard to a center in basketball. Let's be real. It's not like they play the same position. 2-2 pitch. And that's fading foul. I mean, imagine if Cal Raleigh was on the Yankees, you would never hear the end of it. Never from that fan base. Top of the sixth, 5-0 Seattle. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Three-two pitch. Julio pops up. Should be a routine play here in left field. Sanchez is there. And that is out number 3. $5-0 M's. Let's go. I mean, you can definitely tell the difference between hardcore fans, casual, and bandwagon. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning and see who's up next here for the Astros. Next up for the Astros, 0-for-1 right fielder Cam Smith, who had that great catch out there in right field on Randy Arozarena, robbing a double. Batting second, 0-for-2, a great offensive and defensive player, a complete player, shortstop Jeremy Pena. And batting third at the deadline, this was a huge pickup for them, 1-for-2. Great baseball IQ, Carlos Correa. You'll see him on MLB Network after he's done playing. He's very, very intelligent. He knows the game inside and out. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Let's take a look at George Kirby's line to see how potentially much longer that he could go. Kirby, 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 5 Ks, 76 pitches, 50 strikes with a 4.28 ERA. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 200 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we're looking for 30 to 40 subs. Let's get it, baby. Yeah, well, if a team doesn't want you and then you want to play for your dad's team and then you end up getting injured, it's better than being a cheater and then, doing steroids and ruining your legacy and your career. So, 10 years healthy, 10 years injured, then he comes back to the Mariners, got fat and left. That's a lot better than, cheating, taking steroids or being involved with Balco, being Barry Bonds or Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, Roger Clemens. Give me Ken Griffey Jr. all day, every day. You can't predict injuries, and it's better to be able to give your heart and give your all and running into walls and making plays rather than being lazy like Randy in left field. Give me someone like Julio and Victor that actually wants to win, that'll sacrifice their body for the team. So, again, everyone has, their opinions on things, but I don't think Griffey ruined his career. He just was unlucky with injuries, and that happens when you give it your all. A lot of players would dream to have a career like Griffey. Little slow dribbler, and JP can't barehand it. And again, if Griffey had 15 healthy years and 5 injured, he would have had 800 fucking home runs, and in doing it clean in an era of steroids. So, again, everyone can have their favorite players, but I'm sure as hell would want my favorite to not do steroids or PEDs. Facts. Anyone can cheat. To do it clean and do it the right way takes a lot of heart and a lot of, integrity, which not everyone has. Bottom of the 6, 5-0 Seattle. McGuire, Canseco, Palmeiro. I can go on and on and on. Next up is Jeremy Pena. Look at the Mariners. We don't even claim Alex Rodriguez, and again, if you look at the guys that, have played with us, yeah, we've never made a World Series, but we got some of the best that have ever played, right? Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, now with Julio and Cal, doing it the right way. That's what matters, is doing it the right way, right? And again, not only for your fan base, but other fan bases looking in. Anybody can cheat, but again, doing it the right way matters. Not only for your legacy, but your team's legacy. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeremy Pena. It's about being a two-way player too. Anybody can hit, but what about guys that put out the effort on defense as well? Especially in an era of a bunch of cheaters. I'm thankful that Griffey was my hero and I met him. And again, if I would have been like a Giant fan and Bonds was my guy, I would have been crushed. I wouldn't even be a fan of his anymore if I found out that that's what he did. And the crazy thing is Bonds was good enough to make the Hall of Fame if he didn't cheat. He was that good, but he was greedy and he wanted to be number 1. And again, when greed overtakes you, at the end, you're going to lose. Karma will find its way. And it did. Bottom of the 6, 5-0 Seattle. 2-2 pitch. Pena with a grounder up the middle. And JP has been a little flat with his defense here, having a few baseballs kind of get just out of range. And now you got runners at first and second with no outs. Yeah, we were all watching. Of course, Bonds and McGuire and Sosa made baseball exciting, right? But at the end of the day, if it's going to prevent you from going to the Hall of Fame, and being recognized by your peers as a great player, it's just not worth it to cheat. I mean, unless you don't care about your legacy and what people think of you. All right, got runners at first and third here with no outs. And again, they're threatening here. And normally when you have runners at first and second, or, second and third, first and third, with no outs, you're, kind of wanting to lean more on pulling a guy, right? He's at 85 pitches. Obviously if he was at 90 plus, he would probably be like, okay, he's done. But again, if this is me, I pull him. Because again, all it takes is one swing and then it's 5-3 and they're right back in it. So hopefully Kirby can find a way to get a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout, but getting a little shaky, and he's been shaky since the fourth inning. So hopefully he can pull through here. Sarah with the tour. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. $2 holla on the Dono train. Big swing and a miss by Correa. We like that. No balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Correa. Let's go, George. But everyone watched. It's not like we didn't watch. I mean, obviously ratings were through the roof. Watching McGuire hit his home runs and Sosa and Bonds. I mean, it was super exciting. But I mean, after that time passes, and then you realize these guys aren't going to be in the Hall of Fame, and they ruined not only their legacy for their own name, but the teams they played on. It was just for entertainment for that time period. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Big punch out there for Kirby. My boy. Way to bring that electricity when the game was on the line. Nice job by George. See you later, Carlos Correa, who normally comes up big in that situation. And now we can hope for the double play. Slow dribbler up the middle by Isak Paredes. And then from JP to Naylor, and we get out of this inning unscathed. Let's go. Double play. You hear me, sports gods? Give me 2. First pitch, high and away. 1-0 count. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kirby to Paredes. Let's go. One pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Kirby to Paredes. One pitch. Crushes that one, fading foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Paredes. Come on, baby. Bottom of the 6th, 5-0 Mariners. Runners on the corners at first and third with 1 out. Give me a slow dribbler to JP, a throw to Naylor, and we get out of the inning. 2-2 pitch. High and inside. Count still is full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Altuve is on deck, and we know how dangerous he can be. Come on, Kirby. 3-2 pitch. And fouls it off towards that third base line. Count still remains 3 balls and 2 strikes for Kirby to Paredes. Bottom of the 6th, runners on the corners at first and third with 1 out. 5-0 Mariner lead. And we will be live for the Mariners and Astros tomorrow for Sunday Night Baseball. 3-2 pitch. And that is foul. Come on, George. Three-two pitch. Crushes it foul. And the nice thing about this series between the Astros and the Mariners, late in the year, it feels like a playoff atmosphere. And again, that's what we need as we go into this series, the Rockies and then the Dodgers. And again, I know some people, would say, man, I wish we weren't playing the Dodgers at the end, but I think it's perfect because we want to make sure we're playing really good teams as we're going into the playoffs to make sure that we're battle tested and we're ready. Regardless of the outcome. 3-2 pitch. Got him! Big punch out there. Down he goes, and that is 2 away. Nice job by George Kirby bringing that electricity. See if he can do it one more time. Next up is Jose Altuve. Big punch out. And again, I feel at this point, we got to hope that Woo's pec is okay. But Kirby has gotten to a point where he's more reliable than even Gilbert at this point. And hopefully Gilbert will be good tomorrow. But it's just nice to be able to see most of our guys are pretty reliable. Obviously we still have question marks with Miller and Castillo, game in and game out. But we're starting to kind of put it together at the right time. First pitch takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Bottom of the 6th, runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs with a 5-0 lead. 0-1 pitch from Kirby to Altuve. Little slow dribbler, get it! And there we go. Playoff atmosphere, and we're playing fucking great. Great job by George. And again, first and third, no outs, knowing how good Houston typically is. That's the inning where they usually score 3 runs or more. And we found a way to blank them. And again, George was definitely getting a little wild in the 4th, and it continued into the 5th, and then continued into the 6th. And you could have pulled him, but again, they stuck with him. And thank God that he was able to get those last 2 outs. Perfect. End of the 6th inning, 5-0 Mariners. Beautiful. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Let's see if we can add on a little bit more. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with an RBI, base on the ball and a K. Good vibes only. Eugenio Suarez. Batting second, 1 for 3. Second baseman, Jorge Polanco. And batting third, it's the big grumper, Nails, Josh Naylor. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And again, the only thing that would make this kind of icing on the cake, is if we can get homers by Randy and Polo. Those are the 2 that are due. Obviously Randy's been terrible. So if Randy can homer, but again, he'll have to get to pitch 5, 6, 7. He hasn't been able to do that yet. But if he does, that could be the pitch that goes yard. That would be great. And then obviously Polo, another individual that's been hitting, pretty good. Much better than Randy lately. Had 7 games in a row with a double, and then got a couple singles, and then the streak ended. But Polo has been pretty locked in. And hopefully for the 2 guys that are probably the biggest liabilities at defense, hopefully they can do something in the box here. 200, let's get to 250. We got 401 in the room. We should be able to get somewhere in that 250 to 300 range. Let's get it. Let's go, baby. 88 to go on the Dono train. Now Gordon on the mound coming in for the Astros, relieving Murray. Gino in the box. George getting a congratulations in the dugout by all his teammates, deservedly so. And I think that's another thing too. The Mariners are a team. You know, these guys like being around each other, you know, and again, on some organizations, there's, you know, fractured relationships. And again, it's just nice to be able to see that everyone enjoys each other's company. We're a special group here in 2025. 2-0 pitch, right down the middle to Gino. 2 balls and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez.
Oh my God.
2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss to Gino. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. High and away. Three balls and 2 strikes from Colton Gordon. To Eugenio Suarez. Gino crushes it into left field. Fair ball. Go, 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 go. And a stand-up double by Gino. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Second double today, and I'm telling you, he was so ice cold, but he's starting to heat up. And again, you know, you have to be patient, which is hard to do sometimes in baseball. Colton Gordon on the mound. Next up, Jorge Polanco. You're due, baby. Let's go. First pitch by Polo, fouls it off, 0-1 count. And there we go, Polo line drive, diving, catching, misses it. Yes, it's the Blue Jays in the playoffs all over again. Go, go, go. And Polo pumps the brakes at second. Yes, here we go. Gino scores 6-0 Mariners. My boy. Let's go, baby. Nice job by Jorge Polanco. Beautiful. And anytime you end up getting a guy diving in the outfield, we remember what happened in that Blue Jays series in 2022. I love it. I love it. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Let's go. Polo with another double. Beautiful. Next up is Nails, Josh Naylor. Let's go. Let's keep pouring it on. Salt in the wound. Take no prisoners. It's our time. Let's go. First pitch from Gordon to Naylor. Slow dribbler up the middle. Throw to first. And that is 1 away. Polo to third.
Oh my God.
Let's go. That would have been a nightmare if he would have went to Houston. Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch, big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Let's see if we get a Dom bomb right here. (6-0) Mariners. We won 4-0 yesterday, and we're putting up even more. Beautiful. Dom pops it up, and that fades into the crowd. Foul. Flying Monk in the building. What's good? I mean, it's not crazy to think if we win this, which it looks like we will, we'll have a good chance tomorrow with Logan Gilbert, sweep the Rockies, try to win 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. You know, we're the hottest team right now. I mean, besides the Guardians in September. Let's keep it going. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss by Dom. And a great pitch there by Gordon with the punch out. And that is 2 away. Next up for Colton Gordon. Victor Robles. Oh, month of September, Edward Bizardo. Is he good? Yes, he is. Beautiful. First pitch to Victor. And a line drive into left, and that is out, number 3. Can I get an update on the Huskies and the Cougars? What are we looking at score-wise? I assume Huskies are still ahead, comfortably. All right, let's see who's up next here in the bottom of the 7th for the Astros. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K, first baseman Victor Caratini. Batting second, 1 for 2, catcher Yanier Diaz. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, left fielder Jesus Sanchez. I mean, the way that the Mariners are playing right now, I'm considering doing the Mariners-Dodgers over Oregon-Penn State. And that's crazy. You know, obviously that's the biggest game of the year for the Ducks. But if Mariners keep playing like this, I might actually do all 3 games of the Dodgers instead of skipping that middle one and doing Oregon, Penn State. I'm going to watch it. I don't have to live stream it. You know, I can watch obviously both at the same time. But I mean, the way that the Mariners are rocking and rolling, I don't really want to miss a stream, you know, based on the success that they're having. Seems like every single game is like must-see TV. And I know that Oregon, Penn State will be must-see TV. But right now I'm kind of leaning towards the Mariners. And that is a crazy thing to say. Wow. 6-0 Seattle. Trident's up. Let's go M's. 24-10 Huskies. Started nice. I like that. Let's go. Heck yeah. Trident's up. Let's go M's. And Carlos Vargas coming in. Let's go, Carlos. Oh, George Kirby, 10 starts, 3-1. 1.89 ERA, whip, 0.96, 57 innings, 53 strikeouts to 5 walks. Is that good against the Astros? Damn right it is. Next up is Carlos Vargas. Let's go, Carlos. Don't fuck this up. First pitch to Caratini, low and at the knees. 1-0 count. Yeah, I mean, we got the best record at home out of any team in MLB. And again, I mean, I love the Mariners. I love the Ducks. I love the Buccaneers. You know, I love my teams, you know, and whatnot. But I mean, based on how the Mariners are playing, I'm seriously considering, you know, doing all 3 of those Dodger games, and I'll just be watching the Ducks and the Penn State Nittany Lions just in the background in one of the TVs in the studio. And if you would have told me that, you know, earlier, I would have said you're crazy. But the way the Mariners are playing, I'm kind of leaning that way. Caratini hitting it deep, and Julio is there, no fly zone, and that is 1 away. Nice job by Julio Rodriguez. I mean, obviously the Mariners and the Ducks and the Huskies are having special seasons. You know, Bucks are playing the Jets tomorrow morning. I'll be definitely tuning in and watching that. And looking forward to the Lions and the Ravens on Monday night. That's what we'll stream for the NFL this week. And I'll be watching a lot of NFL games tomorrow, but we will be doing Mariners Astros at 4 o'clock. ESPN Sunday Night Baseball with Logan Gilbert on the mound. Yanier Diaz crushes that one foul. Let's go, Carlos. Vargas on the mound. Yanier Diaz in the box. Big swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Vargas there. Look at that chain. Bling, bling. He's got multiple chains. 0-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. You're going to have to assume the chain. I know it's for like looks and swag and whatnot, but that's got to weigh your neck down. That's got to be uncomfortable. You can't tell me in baseball that's comfortable. You know, you want your body to be free, not having something on your neck like weighing you down. Maybe that's why Vargas hasn't been very good. 1-2 pitch. A little slow dribbler, and that's going to be a base hit. I mean, he has been better in the second half of the season rather than the first. You know, at one point, him and Dylan Moore were the worst players on the team with Donovan Solano, and obviously Vargas got better in the second half of the season. But, wow, Guardians winning 8-0 over the Twins. Astros are going to be out of the playoff, position based off today's loss if we can continue this 6-0 dominance. And Guardians and Red Sox, they said, have the tiebreaker on the Astros also? Not looking too good if you're a Houston fan. Next up is Jesus Sanchez. Wow. Guardians winning 15 out of their last 16. Who are they? The Seattle Mariners? Golly. Good for them. Oh, 1 pitch. Crushes it into left field. Come on, Vargas. Throw it, Randy. Randy with the weakest lob of all time. This isn't basketball. You're not a real Astro fan because no real Astro fan would say, I hate my Astros. Never. That would never, ever happen. No Astro fan would ever say that. Nice try. Nice try. Not happening. I remember my first fake comment. Bottom of the 7th, 6-0 Seattle.
Oh my God.
Bunt attempt towards third, foul. Let's try not to have a fucking meltdown after Kirby doing so well, you know. We need a double play bad, but with Vargas on the mound, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Bottom of the 7th, 6-0 Seattle. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Chopper. Throw to first. No play at second, and that is 2 away. I mean, no matter how much the Astros are down, their fan base will never say, I hate this team. They love Houston. They love their players. You know, of course, it's just like us when things go bad, you know, we're going to get upset, but we're never going to, write off the team. You know, either you're a diehard or you're a bandwagon or you're a fair weather fan or you're a hardcore fan, right? That's how it goes. Bottom of the 7th, 6-0 Seattle. Runners at second and third now with 2 outs. Next up is Cam Smith. Oh, shit. And he hits him. And we know Vargas is not a dirty player, but he throws wild, and that one caught him. Hopefully he's okay. I don't think that was intentional at all, but hopefully he's okay. And that's why I don't like having, Vargas out there, because he does throw high and inside. And again, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. You know, the Astros hate us. We hate them, but, we're not dirty. Vargas is just a wild pitcher, and I hope he's okay. And that was kind of more towards the arms rather than the head. So, I mean, he was kind of inside, and that one hit him here, not here. So there's a difference. It's not like he was aiming here, And it depends on how long you've been a fan of this team. If you've only been a fan of this team for like the last 5 to 10 years, you don't know what pain is. But if you've been a fan of this team for 30, 40 years, and you've only seen 4 good years out of 40, and you're still rooting the team on, watching every game, buying the jerseys, going to the games, there's a difference. You have to be mentally strong to be a fan of this team, especially if you've been a long time fan, 20, 30, 40 plus years. Facts. But again, not everyone is built to be a fan of this roster or this team or this fan base. But again, I'll tell you, it's going to feel really good once we end up making it to the promised land, compared to being a bandwagon fan that just roots for the best team every year. You got to go through the ups and the downs and the peaks and the valleys. And then when the team finally gets good, it'll make you tear up. It'll make you feel good because you stuck with it instead of just going the easy way out and going for a bandwagon routine. You got no emotions if you're a bandwagon fan. Next up is Jeremy Pena. Now we got bases loaded. What the fuck are we doing here? Oh. But the good thing is that gets popped up. And gone! Jesus Christ. Grand salami by Jeremy Pena. Who did Carlos Vargas put in charge to come into the matchup? Christ. Thank God we were up 6-0. And just like that, 6-4. I mean, what is this, Matt Brash all over again? Jesus Christ. You never let a team hang around like Houston. Terrible. Great job by Jeremy Pena. And again, he's a great all-around player, offense and defense. And again, that's what happens when you bring in a guy in the pen that's shitty most of the time. He's been better second half of the season, but not trustworthy. And there you go, 6-4. I mean, imagine if we were only up like 2-0 or 3-0. We probably would lose this game. So we have to be very thankful that we ended up pouring on 6 runs, but now we're going to have to earn it. Little slow dribbler, throw to first. And that is out number 3. You suck, Vargas. You bum ass. All right, we got to make up for some of that bullshit that happened right there. And hopefully we can score another run or two to get a little bit of a cushion as we go into the top of the 8th. I mean, at this point, we have to try to get to 8, knowing how good this Houston team is. They have no quit. Should have brought in Bizzardo instead, idiots. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 0 for 4. If you could actually get to pitch fucking 5, maybe you would homer Randy Arosarena. And batting third, 1 for 3 with 2 runs on RBI and a base on ball. Big dumper, breaking Ken Griffey Jr.'s record of 56 home runs, who did it twice. He's at 57. Could we get another big dumper home run? Fuck, at this point, we need it. Let's go, Cal. We have ourselves a game. Top of the 8, 6-4, Seattle. We need some late inning heroics, a late inning home run in the 8th or the 9th. I'm sick of meltdowns in the pen, man. Brash with a fucking meltdown. Fucking Vargas with a meltdown. We just have to be very thankful we had 6 runs, It's not like that happens all the time. Because if we were sitting at, 1, 2, 3, 4, this game's over. We probably lose. So let's see if we can get those runs back, or at least half of them. Let's see if we can get to 8 before this game is over. First pitch to J.P. Crawford, fouled off. Down first base, 0-1 count. Let's regroup now. Got to clean up. the bullshit that Vargas just did. Let's go, JP. Pitch is inside from Stephen Okert. 1 ball and 1 strike to JP Crawford. Slider in there for a strike. Right down the middle. Great off-speed pitch by Okert. 1-2 pitch. Incoming to JP Crawford. 1-2 pitch. Pops up. Should be a routine play here for Houston. 1 away. Carlos Correa. Out number 1. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Work the count, Randy. Again, you're a liability leading off. You know, when you have a leadoff hitter, we think of guys like Ichiro, you know, not Randy. Do something, Randy. Give us a homer. I mean, at least a single, for Christ's sake. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. Vargas entered the game for Kirby and gave up a grand slam. We were up 6-0. 1-0 pitch. Low and away, but gets the call on that slider off speed, 78 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Okert to Arozarena. Big lazy swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy. Come on, Randy. How the hell are you going to go 0 for 5 and you're our leadoff hitter? Unacceptable. Put Leo Rebounds there or fucking Victor Robles. Hell, even JP. 1-2 pitch. Randy pops it up behind the plate, foul. Huskies 31, Cougs 17. I like that. Come on, Randy. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and that's a punch out on Randy. Didn't want to get the catcher on the backswing, him and Yanier Diaz. Just make sure they acknowledge each other there. You know, it's awesome when your leadoff hitter goes 0 for 5. But again, if he was patient in the box, that wouldn't have happened. It's almost like I'm watching Julio in the first half of the season all over again. Be better, Randy. We need you. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. He's at 57 home runs. Could he get another one here and hit 58? Come on, Cal. First pitch low and at the knees. 1-0 count. Monkey with a tenner. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Another $10 holla on the dono train. Cal with a slow dribbler. Throw to first. 2 away. That turns into 3 away. All right, bottom of the 8th inning, and we're only hanging on by a 2-run lead. And it really is going to determine on who's coming into the game, on what happens here. But Vargas definitely shit the bed, and that was not ideal. And again, I've already been sick and tired of guys like Brash blowing it for us. And if we weren't at 6-0, we probably would lose this game. So we have to be thankful for that. But who are they going to bring in? I better not see Vargas come back out. Don't be dumb, Dan Wilson. I better not see this. You better not. Munoz would only come in the 9th. He's not going to come in the 8th. Ando in the building. What's good? See who's up next for the Astros. Leading off 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Isak Paredes. Batting second, 1 for 3. Second baseman Jose Altuve. Batting third, 0 for 3 with a K, first baseman Victor Caratini. Can't lose this game when we ended up having a 6-0 lead. I mean, even if we only win by 1 run, you know, it's not ideal, but we got to find a way to win this. Fuck, I don't really trust a whole lot of the guys. The only guy I trust in the pen is Bizzardo. And then closer Munoz. I don't trust anybody else. And there's Bizzardo. Where was he earlier before? If you were going to go with Bizzardo now, you should have went with him before. All right, Bizzardo, this is the most trustworthy guy that we got, besides Munoz as the closer. You know, better than Brash, better than Gabe, better than Caleb Ferguson, a lot better than Vargas. Let's go. Come on, Bizzardo. First pitch in there for a strike. I love seeing that. A 1 count. Come on, Edward. The most improved player on the Mariners from 2024 to 2025. He has been money. 0-1 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Paredes. Bottom of the 8th, 6-4, Seattle. 1-1 pitch. Jams him, and that goes behind the plate, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Paredes. Let's go, baby. Find a way. One ball and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 8th with nobody on and no out. 6-4, Seattle. Pitch right down the middle, and that is strike 3. That was fucking nasty. Let's go. Way to bring that electricity, baby. Next up is Jose Altuve. 1 for 3. Let him know, Chris. What are we sitting at on the likes? We should be at 200, especially with 421 in the room. Altuve crushes that one foul, almost out of the stadium. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Woo! High and inside. And it's not like Bizzardo's a dirty player. You know, and with him, you know, again, he doesn't usually have too many balls that go that inside. Vargas is kind of known for going high and tight inside as Altuve falls down for dramatic effect. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Altuve. Takes a strike looking there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. Come on, Bizzardo. 1-2 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. Come on, Mariners. Right ends up. Let's go. Finish strong. Bizzardo on the mound. Jose Altuve in the box. 2-2 pitch. And Altuve with a hit right in front of Julio off a 2-hopper and a nice single there by Altuve. And again, once he goes 0 for 4, 0 for 5, you know, typically in the previous matchup, he goes off in that next game, and it wouldn't shock me if he does pretty well tomorrow as well. Tying run is on a board now with 1 out. Next up is Victor Caratini. And we would love a slow dribbler to JP, a throw to Naylor, and we get out of this inning. Can I get a double play? Pitch is inside. 1-0 count. Give me that double play, baby. Let's go. One-0 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes from Bizzardo to Caratini. And you could definitely feel the playoff atmosphere, you know, not only at home, but also in the crowd. Come on, Bizzardo. Lock in. 2-0 pitch. And slow dribbler. And that's fair. Holy fuck. And Altuve is at third. Now they got runners at what? Second and third. Jesus Christ. Meltdown. Come on, Bizzardo. Shows you how important bullpen pitching truly is. Now Woodworth coming out. Mauricio Dubon running for Caratini. And now we got runners at second and third with one out. Mariners up 6-4. But after a dumb decision by bringing in Vargas and having him give up a grand salami, now they're threatening again. No quit in this team. What's the score, Chris? What's the score of the game? Next up is Yanier Diaz. Can we get the double play that we need, or either a strikeout and a pop-up, or a strikeout and a ground out, a force out, just something? Popped up, fading foul, 0-1 count. Come on, Ems. Got to find a way. Three straight days for Bizzardo. Popped up, and that's fading foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Yanier Diaz. Come on, Bizzardo. Find a way. Dig deep. Bizzardo on the mound. Yanier Diaz in the box. Ooh, 31-23 creeping. Big punch out. Two away. There we go. Nice job by Edward Bizzardo, pitching in 3 consecutive games. He's getting a little gassed and a little fatigued, but found a way from that big pitch. Next up is Jesus Sanchez. And are we going to have a pitching change? Pitching change incoming. Good job, Bizzardo. And then where are they going now? Here, we're going what? Gabe Spire? Where are we going? Jesus Sanchez in the box. And we have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 8th with runners at second and third with 2 outs. Yeah, Gabe Spire. That's what I figured. All right, don't fuck this up, Gabe. We need the good Gabe, not the bad one. And that was my first logical choice at this point with what we have left. Spire on the mound. We're going lefty on lefty with Jesus Sanchez. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 200 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we're looking for 30 to 50 subs. Let's go. Gained another 17 since the last time I checked. 65 to go when we were at 82. 65 subs to go to 22,100. We're at 22,035, and we hit 22,000 last night. Let's go. 233. Let's get to 300. We got 475 in the room. Oh. I mean, with everything on the line, we should go Munoz, especially if we're ahead. mean, normally it's not common for Munoz to play in back-to-back games, but I mean, it's not common that we play this well against the Astros either. So, I mean, we got to do what we got to do. Christian Walker is actually pinch hitting based off the mood for Gabe Spire. Damn them. Just when we thought we had the advantage, they countered. That's actually a smart move by the Astro manager. We were trying to get a lefty on lefty advantage, and they said, nope, you bastards, we're going to go over the righty. All right, Gabe Spire on the mound. Christian Walker pinch hitting for Jesus Sanchez when we tried to get a left on left advantage, and now they brought in the righty to get the advantage back in their favor. Let's see what happens here. First pitch from Spire to Christian Walker. Lefty on righty. First pitch takes a strike right down the middle. 0-1 count. Beautiful. Come on, Gabe. Playoff atmosphere. We love it. 0-1 pitch. Chop foul behind the plate. No balls and 2 strikes to Christian Walker. Let's get him. Let's go, Gabe. Spire on the mound. Christian Walker in the box. Let's go, Gabe. One more. 0-2 pitch. Got him! Boom! Huge. And again, we've seen Gabe have multiple meltdowns, right? We've seen him have wild pitches. We've seen him give up home runs, big RBIs. And when we need it the most, when more than likely, if the Astros would have scored there, we lose. Momentum has already shifted in their favor. And that was a huge, huge out by Gabe Spire, especially when they went from Jesus Sanchez, where we had the advantage, lefty on lefty. They brought in Christian Walker. Kudos to the manager for the Stros. Then went lefty on righty, but it didn't matter. Gabe Spire wheeling and dealing. And let's see if we can add on at least one more run here in the 9th for insurance. Let's see who's up next for Seattle. That definitely saved the game. I mean, it's not over yet. You know, it could go either way. But again, if Gabe fucks up right there, we lose. Probably 90%. So, huge play by Gabe Spire. Nice job, baby. Way to bring that electricity, baby. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3 with 2 runs and a base on ball, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, 2 for 3 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball. Good vibes only. Eugenio Suarez. And batting third, 2 for 4 with an RBI, second baseman Jorge Polanco. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Huge. Let's go, Julio. Let's get it, baby. Top of the 9th, 6-4 Seattle. Flying Monk with a 5er. Appreciate you. Stacks. Rex with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Another 5er on the Dono train. Appreciate you very much. Abreu on the mound. Rodriguez in the box. 1-0 pitch. Inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Julio Rodriguez. We would love a meltdown here. Brian Abreu, little chopper. And a toe tap on the bag, and that is 1 away. Haters on the IL. First pitch to Gino. Fouled off, 0-1 count. Brian Abreu on the mound. Eugenio Suarez in the box. 0-1 pitch. Gino crushes it. Left field. Oh, what a catch. Unbelievable. Wow, the defense has been so good for Houston. Unbelievable. There's been a couple plays that could have, been doubles. And wow, what a grab. Incredible. I was hoping that was going to have a little bit more lift for a homer, but it kind of died down there as it went towards the wall. Down goes Gino, 2 away. Next up is Jorge Polanco. Come on, Polo. First pitch to Polo, low and away, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike from Abreu. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Ryan Abreu on the mound. Jorge Polanco in the box. Let him know, Chris. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Two 1 pitch. Polo crushes that one, fading foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Abreu to Polo. Top of the 9th, 6-4 Mariner lead. 2-2 pitch. Polo crushes that one, foul again. Count still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brian Abreu to Jorge Polanco. Top of the 9th, 6-4 Mariner lead. Two pitch. Did he go? And he did, and that is strike 3. Great job by Abreu there. Andres Munoz coming in to shut it down. And hopefully we get the good Munoz, not the bad. Otherwise, if it's the bad, we're going to be tied up real quick. But if it's the good, we should be able to come up with the victory here. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Astros here in the bottom of the 9th. Next up for the Astros, 0 for 3 with a K. In the 8-hole, center fielder, Jake Myers. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run, right fielder, Cam Smith. And batting third, 2 for 4 with a run, 4 RBIs, and a grand salami, Jeremy Pena. Trident's up, let's go M's. Go. Got to finish strong. We got one of the best closers in the game. Got to give the Astros credit. They got no quit in them. It's never going to be easy when we play this team. We hate them. They hate us. It's a rivalry through and through. Mooney on the mound. Jake Myers in the box. Back-to-back-to-back games for Mooney for the first time in 2025. And again, this is why you're paid the big bucks, to be able to come up in big situations just like Gabe Spire did. Let's go, Mooney. First pitch. Big swing and a miss. We like that. Good start there on Jake Myers, 0-1 count. Bottom of the ninth, 6-4 Mariner lead with nobody on and no outs. Munoz on the mound, Myers in the box. Oh, one pitch. And he hits him. Jesus Christ. What is up with the Mariner pitchers hitting the Astros? And it's not like we're doing it on purpose. What the fuck is going on here? We're not a dirty team whatsoever. That is not the start that we wanted. Did it hit the knob of the bat instead of the hand? Replay that. Challenge that. That might have hit the knob of the bat instead of his hand. All right, they're challenging.
Oh my God.
Let's look at this replay again. That looks like it hit the finger and the knob. So if that's the case, he's on first base. I think it looked like it hit both. And I guess if it hits both, you go to first, right? I mean, that's what we would want if we were in the situation on our end. We would want our guy to go to first if that happened to us. So, but let's see what they call. Wow, that is so close. That angle, it looked like more of the knob, and then the fingers are close, but I mean, that is real. And if you look at the trajectory of the ball after, right, it looks like it hits the bat, because if it hits his hand, it will go to the ground. So, it went flying off. So, wow, they give him the call. Wow. That was close. Again, I mean, the first initial replays looked like it hit the knob and the pinky, and then as you kind of zoomed in, it kind of looked like it just hit the knob and the pinky kind of moved up. But, that's probably the correct call, because if that happened to us, we would want that call to go in our favor as well. So, all right. Tying run at first. Come on, Mooney. I mean, it looked more like knob than finger, but, First pitch low to Zach Cole, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike from Andres Munoz to Zach Cole. And never easy when we play this team, is it? 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle. That was pretty. 1 ball and 2 strikes with that slider, 84 miles an hour. Right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Zach Cole. Come on, Munoz. 1-2 pitch. Got him! There's 1 away. Great job by Andres Munoz, bringing that electricity, pitching in his 3rd straight game in 3 days for the first time in 2025. Electric. Down goes Cole, and that is one away. Next up is Jeremy Pena. Got to be careful here. You want to give me a little slow dribbler up the middle for a double play to end the game, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get that here. But we'll take any scenario. Strike out in a pop-up, strike out in a ground out, double play right here, end the game. Bottom of the ninth, runner at first with one out. Mariners up 6-4. Andres Munoz on the mound. Jeremy Pena in the box. Come on, Mooney. First pitch in the zone. Based off the pitching graph, should have been a strike, but they call it a ball. 84 miles an hour with the slider, 1-0 count. But again, this ump has been calling balls strike balls for both teams. So 1-0 pitch. That's a strike right down the middle. Should have been probably 0-2 right now, but it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeremy Pena. Pena is a stud. Great two-way player, offense and defense. I love it. 1-1 pitch. High and away. Gets the strike call right there on the line. And again, paints that corner beautifully with that sinker. 98 miles an hour by Mooney. Electric. Bottom of the ninth, runner at first with one out. 6-4 lead. Munoz to Pena. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeremy Pena.
Oh my gosh.
2-2 pitch. Almost hits him. Inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Mooney to Pena. Munoz on the mound. Jeremy Pena in the box. Come on, baby. Finish strong. Three-two pitch. And he walked him. Oh, my God. And again, that pitch is outside. But again, we've seen that called strike before too. So now we got runners at first and second for Carlos Correa. Runners at first and second with one out. 6-4 Mariner lead. Correa in the box. Mooney on the mound. Come on, Mariners. It'd be a great time for a double play, but you know, Correa is a great player. We'll see what we get here. First pitch. Big swing and a miss by Carlos Correa. He was going for the moon. 0-1 count. Bottom of the ninth, runners at first and second with one out. Mariners hanging on with a 2-run lead in the bottom of the ninth. 0-1 pitch. Popped up. Get it, Julio! Oh, shit! Oh, my God, Victor! Whoa! Go, go, go! And double play! Let's go! Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Woo! Are you fucking kidding me? Victor Robles, diving grab in the outfield. Double play. Game over. Unbelievable. Wow. And, we're talking about double plays, typically grounders that we end up, making those rounds. But to be able to have a diving catch in the outfield, Victor Robles, runners already went, tag on the bag, game over. I mean, you couldn't ask for more of a playoff atmosphere than that game right there. Unbelievable. And the Mariners haven't done that all year, that type of win. Wow. And again, we've seen some amazing catches for the Astros, robbing hitters of doubles all game, at least 3 of them. And then we saved the best for last with a double play by Victor Robles, diving in the outfield. Julio didn't have a shot. Victor did, and he got it. Unbelievable. That was one of the best endings to a game I've ever seen. And I've been a fan since '85. Wow. Let's go, baby. Unbelievable. Oh, my God. Crazy finish. That's going to be on SportsCenter. I mean, again, we've never finished a game with a double play that way all year. I guess better late than never. Unbelievable. Victor Robles. My goodness. Way to save the game when the game was in the balance. Unbelievable. Final score, Seattle Mariners 6, Astros 4. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Fuck yeah! Unbelievable. I couldn't even believe it when I saw it. What a hero. Man. And again, that was, if Victor misses that, we lose. Period. It's like, Blue Jays, Mariners in the playoffs in 2022. And coincidentally, we had a play like that earlier, obviously for the Astros, and he missed it. And, it's never easy, especially when we play H-Town. We don't like them. They don't like us. The rivalry is real. But it seems like a little bit of the passing of the torch, so to speak. And, again, defense wins games. Defense wins championships. Unbelievable. And I will be live tomorrow for Sunday Night Baseball, Mariners and Astros, Logan Gilbert on the mound. Unbelievable. Best finish of a game in the entire 2025 season. I mean, we haven't seen a finish like that. And again, to be able to have that kind of drama late against Houston when they're rallying, when we were up 6-0, and they ended up getting a grand salami with Pena because of Vargas. And then we found a way to do that. Unreal. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Unbelievable. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 300 likes, 100 on the dono train. And let's see if we get 50 to 60 subs. Oh, man. I mean, I've been watching baseball for a long, long time, 40 years, and I've never seen a finish like that. Incredible. And you'll remember this game for the rest of your life, people in the room. Unbelievable. I mean, I could replay that play over and over and over. Unreal. Oh, my God, man. Victory Walk is going to feel real good with Paisley tonight. Man, and I can't wait for tomorrow's game. Mariners winning the first 2, and we can talk about sweep finally now tomorrow. Unbelievable. And Julio had no chance at that, but Victor did. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Final score, Mariners 6, Astros 4. And Mariner fans, you're going to sleep well tonight. And we'll be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock for Sunday Night Baseball between the Mariners and the Astros as we go for the brooms and the Harry Potter sweep. Let's go. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Final score, Mariners 6, Astros 4. We win the series, and I'm out. Trident's up. Let's go, M's.